Department and President Trump over his IRS case. That after the president says he will abide by a court ruling that has temporarily blocked using the anti-weaponization fund that was created as part of the settlement pending litigation. ABC's Catherine Faulders has more.
Another judge in Florida is probing the overall conduct of how the settlement came together in the first place. She wants answers about whether Trump, in his personal capacity, essentially colluded with the government he runs from the beginning to extract money, if you will, from the federal government.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio testifying before a Senate committee today for the first time since the start of the war with Iran. He defended the Trump administration's foreign policies and efforts on a peace deal. Russia launching another major missile and drone attack throughout Ukraine. Authorities say more than a dozen people have been killed in Kyiv and Dnipro. On Wall Street this hour, stocks are up. This is ABC News. After rolling out dedicated teen accounts on Instagram in 2024, Meta now says it's expanding the program.
Teen accounts are coming to Meta's other two big platforms, Facebook and WhatsApp, later this year. It'll work pretty much the same as how teen accounts function on Instagram, making teenagers' accounts private and giving parents more control over what their kids see. It's also now going to start limiting how long teens spend looking at content related to certain topics like nutrition and weightlifting, which Meta says can be helpful on their own, but should be balanced with other types of content. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
U.S. employers posted 7.6 million job vacancies in April. That, according to the Labor Department, it's up from 6.9 million in March and better than what analysts expected. The department's job openings and labor turnover survey, or JOLTS, report showing that layoffs fell, but so did the number of Americans quitting their jobs, a sign of confidence in their prospects. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
An Arlington police officer arrested. Again, details straight ahead, but first a quick check on your traffic. North 5 through Seattle. No big surprises, but there's a thick backup between the West Seattle Bridge and I-90. Another backup approaching the Ship Canal Bridge. Plan on a 20-minute trip to get through all this. South 5, we're crowded at 85th across the Ship Canal Bridge and out toward Montlake at the near the university, Montlake Boulevard. Bumper to bumper from U Village down to 520. Eastbound 520 is slow from I-5 over to Montlake Boulevard. I'm guessing this is from a recent bridge closure. Traffic is flowing across the bridge right now. This report is brought to you by KIRO Newsradio.
KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. An Arlington police officer who's already facing charges for child pornography was arrested again on Friday for violating the conditions of his release. KIRO 7 TV's Eric Thomas reports 41-year-old Dustin Bartlett, who was once selected Officer of the Year.
His girlfriend, who found him looking at explicit photos, was the one to initially call police and turn him in.
She's very brave.
It was actually Bartlett's neighbors who called police on Friday to report that he was back home, fearing for his girlfriend's safety. The Arlington PD provided a response via email saying in part, quote, at the time of his initial arrest, Bartlett was relieved of police powers and placed on administrative leave. That status remains unchanged at this time, end quote. They also confirmed this most recent arrest for violating the protection order does not affect the initial investigation for child pornography, and Arlington police will continue to support the Island County Sheriff's Office.
Congresswoman Maria Gluesenkamp-Perez says the owners of the Nippon Dynawave plant in Longview are walking back their commitment to pay workers after the state's largest industrial accident there. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports she wants the company to now promise to pay workers in writing.
One day after a vat full of that corrosive chemical white liquor imploded and killed 11 people, Nippon Dynawave committed to continuing to pay some 500 workers now forced off the job. However, in a letter to the company, Congresswoman Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez claims owners changed their mind and workers will get their last paycheck June 7th. Meanwhile, the shock of those 11 people who lost their lives has not gone away in Longview.
And now all these people's lives are destroyed and you can't bring them back.
Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Another big payout from Pierce County over what allegedly happened at a juvenile detention center decades ago. Details from KIRO News Radio's Manda Factor.
The county council signed off last week on nearly $1.8 million in settlements to 4 people who were held at Raymond Hall as kids. According to the News Tribune, the individual payouts range from $250,000 to $680,000. The incidents date back as far as 1977, with the most recent stretching into 2002. Pierce County has now paid out nearly $10 million in Raymond Hall abuse cases over the last 6 months. Amanda Factor, KIRO News Radio.
Well, all northbound lanes of I-5 across the Ship Canal Bridge will reopen to traffic on Monday, but WashDOT needs a full northbound closure this weekend to remove the work zone. WashDOT's Tom Pierce says the month-long break from construction heralds a temporary return of the express lanes.
We will have the express lanes back into their regular configuration where they do open southbound in the morning and they will close and then reopen northbound in the afternoons.
But drivers only get a 1-month reprieve. North 5 will be down to 2 lanes again starting in July. And now check at that nice weather forecast today. Sunny, 85 in Seattle. A little hotter in the South Sound this afternoon where you could see temps near 90. Tomorrow will cool down in the upper 60s and mostly cloudy. That same forecast continues into Friday with isolated showers mixed in as well. Sunny and 73 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Behold, a fiendish masterpiece from the bowels of hell!
Wrong day. All right, is there a way to... There we go.
You can't stop it?
I got to stop it. There's tradition and there's routine, and I'm a man of routine. That's why I go to the bathroom every day at exactly the same time.
I love Tuesday.
Yeah, we can't have we can't have a Monday start to a Tuesday show.
I love that song so much.
I love it too, but it's not special if you do it every day. If I give my kids candy and treats every night,
you're right.
Then they expect it.
God, love you, man.
Oh, my gosh.
Keeping it real, brother.
Great start.
Happy
Great
Tuesday.
start.
This is phenomenal. We get to...
No, this is a good start.
Yeah,
Tuesday's going to be a lot of fun.
Be vulnerable to the city.
I'm not vulnerable.
Oh, you wish. Keep telling yourself that. Strong man.
I'm so strong. All right, we got a lot of stuff to get to. I can't wait to talk about this first story. It's not really I told you so. There's another question I would ask.
Let's start right out. Hey, what happened?
What happened? The bathrooms.
This is news for you?
This is not news. This is predictable.
Okay.
This is exactly what everybody said was going to happen. We got a great show, by the way. We're going to talk to a lot of people today. We got guests. Aaron Goldsmith.
Yeah, good job.
TV Mariner voice. He's going to be on with us just a little bit. He's a good buddy. So he's going to join us. The Mariners are red hot right now.
Yes.
And looking real good. Cole Young. He's a star.
They've had 3. We'll talk with more with Aaron in about a half hour. 3 walk-offs in the last 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
That's
pretty good.
That says a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, they're a good-looking team. They're well in first place. It's a lot of fun. So
wait till the
jump
guns,
on the bandwagon,
wait till the guns
folks.
come back every other month.
Yeah,
you're here with us in April. You leave us in May when things struggle. You come back to us in June.
I'll come back. Yeah.
It's all
and
good.
then in October, I'll be there.
Boom, baby.
Is it October?
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually.
We stopped playing for September. We're playing for October now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Let's get into these bathrooms. Not actually just as a talk. We don't actually want to go in these bathrooms because it's. I wouldn't want to go in these bathrooms in their current state because they're being vandalized.
I would. I haven't lost faith in the.
Let's tell the audience what's happening.
$500,000.
Then you can say the crazy
crapper. So the city decided to enter into a contract agreement with a vendor to put 4 high-end
Throne Labs, 4 high-end bathrooms.
The aptly named Throne Labs.
$465,000 for a year.
For a year's use, yeah.
For a year, in return for $500,000, they get 4 porta potties.
State-of-the-arts.
You know what? Here's the question, though. If it's state-of-the-art, who cares if it's vandalized?
It's not vandalized today. It was vandalized yesterday.
Well,
it's been repaired within the day.
They fixed it today.
It still is
fixed.
Lovely and sweet smelling as it was before the vandalized window. Window was broken.
Okay, so you see no issues here.
I see issues with the city.
Confirmation of a great choice that the city made.
Yeah,
$465,000.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, and I'll tell you why. Because the act of vandalism against this this rented utility, is not indicative of the decision to have this here. This is a city with a lot of problems. Vandalism is one of them. Street people with mental health issues or drug issues are another.
Budgeting choices, obviously a problem as well, I would say.
But now imagine, excuse me, Imagine if the city had bought these instead of using a outside vendor, and a window was broken. How long do you think it'd take the city to get down there and fix that?
A long time.
Right, but this was fixed within the day because a private company had taken the contract with the promise and the commitment
for
to maintain
$500,000 a year for
to
4
maintain
porta
them.
potties.
Yeah.
So you love this.
I don't
These
love
are,
it.
This is not a negative for you. This is a positive for you. This is confirmation that the city's running things great.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
What?
This is a confirmation to me that the city made the right call in providing more public utilities in a community that desperately needs public utilities.
Do you know how many traditional porta potty bathrooms they could have gotten for $500,000? They got 4.
They got 4.
They could have gotten a lot more.
They couldn't have got utilities that would be secure.
These aren't secure. They were just broken into yesterday.
But they're fixed today, and they still have
until they're broken tomorrow.
They could tip over porta potties with you in them.
Yeah,
a lot
the
of things,
porta potties are $200.
A lot of things can go wrong.
These are $100,000 a piece.
If you had I love doing this. Say we had 100 porta potties.
Can you guys text us right now? Am I crazy or Spike crazy? 888-973-5476. $464,000. 4 toilets is what Spike likes, even though they're being vandalized and windows are being broken. They do put out a nice smell. When they're like a little puff of, what is it? Is it lavender? I don't know what the smell is.
I think it is lavender.
It's a nice smell.
With lemongrass.
You know what? I don't mind.
Actually depends. For a man's bottom, it's a lemongrass scent. For a woman's bottom, it's a lavender. It knows.
But how does it know?
Smart.
I don't mind the smell of the cheap porta potty hand sanitizer.
You love that blue water? Oh, I love the blue water.
Not the blue water, but I don't mind the sanitizer smell because you know what it smells like? It smells like value. It smells like cheap. Which is what the city should be doing instead of investing $500,000.
On the cheap. Okay.
But go ahead. But tell us at 888-973-5476. Spike loves these.
If you had a wall of blue cans, okay, they wouldn't be secure. They'd be vandalized as well.
These are vandalized. These are not secure.
These are repaired. Somebody came up and broke a window, as people dealing with addiction or mental health crises are going to do, but they've been repaired. They're back to being secure. You have to give an access information. You have to give your phone number to get access to enter these things. There's
Unless
a time
you break
limit
in, which they've done. Is that not true? That's true.
Is it compromised today?
No, but a porta potty could also be fixed. And a porta potty doesn't have a window to be broken. So there's actually less chance that the porta potty is going to have problems. But continue.
I think these look better. I think they service the community better. I think the fact that we don't have a long-term commitment to them, I think it's a fine idea.
Interesting.
I think when you're going to make, say you don't make $900 billion or $1 million, say you make $500 million profit from the city for World Cup. This isn't coming out of our coffers. This is coming off the profits of having the World Cup in town. This is an amenity.
No, this is paid for by Seattle residents. This is a 1-year pilot program, and they're thinking about redoing
they're not going to backfill the cost of this because it's there before the World Cup. It's not going to backfill this with World Cup profits.
What profits? They don't even know if they're going to have profits. They're spending money up front, right, to put these toilets in because they said there's a vast need. And wasn't this a plan even early on? This wasn't just World Cup. This is going to be for the full year.
It's going to be for the full year.
So it's not just for the month of World Cup. It's going to be for the year.
I understand
And the pilot program says we will test new restrooms as a 1-year pilot to see how well they hold up in real-life situations. And then if they like
window broken,
then they're going to renew it.
Right.
Okay,
Great.
so continue your argument why these are the best solution and not regular porta potties.
I think, first off, from an aesthetic standpoint, these things downtown instead of a wall of blue. You don't want a wall of blue cans downtown for a year.
Why? We have a wall of people going to the bathroom in the streets right now. And we have 4 toilets available that need ID to get into.
Because that's not for the street people. That's not what these are for.
So you don't want the street people to have a place to go to the bathroom. You'd rather it be in the streets. You get what I'm saying.
You're getting really good at this. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
It would be better, I think. I'm just a person who's looking at this from a financial perspective.
Okay.
The city has spent $465,000 on 4 toilets that now are prone to be vandalized forever. Forever. It's like Sandlot. Forever. That's what's going to happen to these toilets. That's my guess. I don't know if that's actually going to happen every day.
No, that's true.
But there's a very good chance it's going to be vandalized a lot.
And if it's a licensed vendor, they're going to be repaired immediately, as they were yesterday.
You don't think that's going to be an extra cost to the city?
No, it's part of maintaining these as part of the contract.
I should hope so. At $100,000
maintaining these things is part of it. It's what you get paid for. You buy top shelf, you get top shelf.
Do you know how many toilets that you could get? How many porta potties that you could get for the price of these 4 toilets? Take a guess. It's a fun number and guess 10 times larger than you're thinking.
I'm going to guess 400, 500.
No. $2,000.
No way.
Yep, $1,600 to $2,000 depending on the cost.
So you're saying $250 a year?
Yeah.
That's what.
Over for a full year, 2,000 standard porta potty toilets for a full year on the budget of $500,000.
Where's that estimate from?
KIRO Newsradio.
They can't trust those people.
KIRO Newsradio posted that. That's us.
So it's $250 for an annual contract to put a porta potty somewhere. That's basically what
I don't know what the exact price.
Well, I guess you're getting a volume discount there.
You could have 1,660 to 2,000 toilets instead of these 4. Now let me ask you. I'm going to ask you as the judge.
Mm-hmm.
Spike is the judge. He's going to weigh these 2 options.
Sure.
Now the city was presented with these 2 options.
Sure.
Which do you think would better serve the public?
Probably the blue.
There you go.
Probably the blue can would be a better service to the
there
public.
You go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Except when you've got a blue can out there with no way to secure it,
okay,
which is going to become destroyed. You think these things were destroyed fast because somebody broke a window. Mm-hmm. Imagine now what a blue can in the city is going to look like.
There's less to destroy, and even when you do destroy something, it's easier to fix.
You swap it out.
You're just
You
plastic.
bring a new one. You bring a new one. And
you got 2,000 of them. So when one goes down, listen to this.
Well, we wouldn't do 2,000. If we did 500, let's do that.
Let's call it 500.
You're saving. Let's do 75% of the budget.
What we're
now
getting.
we're talking about the cost of one of these with 500 blue cans.
There you go.
Let's do that.
That's a better way to look at it.
Yeah.
And when one goes down, so when that one went down yesterday and they broke the window and then Throwing Labs came out to fix it or yada, yada, they had to shut that down temporarily for people. 25% of the available bathrooms suddenly went away. If you have 500 out there and one of them goes down, guess what percentage of those bathrooms are now unavailable?
Yeah.
That's a better equation.
0.20 of 1%, yeah.
So it's almost nothing. So it's better. The volume is better. That's the thing. The volume of this is crazy. They spent $500,000 for 4. That number jumps out at people because everybody objectively hears that and goes like, well, that's insane.
Well, I don't think we need 500 public ones down there. I don't think we need that many.
We may not need 500, but I think we can all agree that we probably need more than 4 for 500,000.
Say your wife and your kids are downtown with you.
Wouldn't let them do it, but go ahead.
You wouldn't let them go to the bathroom downtown?
I would not advise them to go to the bathroom downtown.
Would you in one of these? Would you?
We'd go into a private business. I'd spend money. And I'd have a nice thing.
Well, that's okay. That's a choice you're making.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that here. You've got the city providing us a utility that's clean, that's safe.
Well, until the window's broken.
And then it's fixed. We keep going back to that.
No, but today
that is it's exactly what they promised the city when they entered this contract is today.
So how many times?
Should incidents occur, they're going to make sure that the level of service is maintained.
How many times do the bathrooms have to be broken into and vandalized before you say, this is not a great idea? So we've had one. How many times would it take before you say, you know what, this is not a great idea? Or is it just indefinite and any amount is not a problem?
I think having I was fine with the amount of money they spent on this agreement with Throwing Labs.
Doesn't that just make you cringe? 500,000? It's embarrassing. That's such a massive number. It feels embarrassing to me.
Well, I think it's a better solution than putting $1 million each out there, which they did the last time they tried a public utility.
Well, I'm not saying they've been smart in the past.
I'm just saying there's a bit of an improvement from the last time they tried this.
Sure.
And I think if you're going to have these things downtown, I don't want my family going into a smelly, unsanitary, unsafe blue can. I mean, even if there's 500 of them.
Yeah.
I'd rather that my family did this. Well, and if you're going to make $500 million profit on the World Cup, which I think they are,
they're going to put all of that into
toilets. I think it's going to cover this. It's going to be, if you'll pardon there's going to be a wash.
You think it's going to be a wash?
Yeah. I don't think
you're ever so much money they can afford $500,000 toilets.
Seattle's budget will never feel the impact of this decision financially.
But it does. Because every decision that you make feeds into the overall budget health of your city, and the city is $90 million or $100. Okay. What was the number? $500 million over the next 3 years? Seattle's in the hole. Was that the number?
I don't know. Over the next 3 years?
Over the next 3 years?
I don't know. I mean, probably.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of toilets.
So every little decision, if you're going down the line items and you're saying all right, where's just a couple dollars that we can save? You ever watch Dave? You remember the movie Dave?
I love that movie. Yes.
I love that movie.
Kevin Kline.
Do you remember Kevin Kline?
Common sense.
Okay, so here's the thing.
He brought an accountant.
The premise is ridiculous. Yeah. A normal citizen.
Really?
A normal citizen.
We're trying it now. It's not that ridiculous.
A normal citizen is placed in as president who is not duly elected by the people. Instead, it's just somebody who's shoved in. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
They try with the Biden thing, but whatever.
Biden thing?
You get my joke.
I get your joke.
Anyway, so Kevin Kline, who's just a normal citizen. He gets put in place, and the handlers of Dave say, hey, come on in here. We're going to put you in this place. And then they have, and Kevin Kline says, hey, you know what? Governments are crazy. They spend so much money in situation. I'm going to get a normal CPA guy in here. So he brings in Charles Grodin, who's hilarious, who I knew from Beethoven, but you probably know him from, what's the movie where he's on the run?
Foul Play, Goldie Hawn.
No. Goldie Hawn's great.
Oh, Running Scared?
No, it's the one where he's like he's being chased by a bounty hunter. And oh my gosh, it's a famous movie, and they're on a road trip together, and he's like a white-collar criminal. Why can't I remember this?
I don't know. Running Scared was
Midnight
really
Run.
Cool.
Is it Midnight Run?
Midnight Run. I knew Run was in there.
Charles Grodin's great.
Anywho, he's an accountant in this
He's an
particular
accountant. He goes, this is crazy, the amount of money you guys spend on stuff.
So Kevin Kline, in this theatrical rendition of a cabinet meeting, talking about the budget crisis the government is in at that time.
Yes.
He says, look, if these guys aren't delivering the contracts, why are we paying them anyway?
You cannot balance it. You cannot balance it with one fell swoop. It's tiny little things that you have to do. And so if I were running Seattle, which I'm not, thank God, but if I were running Seattle, I would look at the $500,000 4 toilets, and I would say, you know what? Maybe not a great investment. We could spend a fifth of that price or a quarter of that price, and we could get 100 times the amount of toilets. And that's just one of the trade-offs that I would make to save money. But you and I disagree on that.
It's fair. I think the quality of service provided matters in this instance.
That was broken into unusable. All right, Ballard residents. Speaking
if you thought the last story got under Jake's skin,
gosh.
wait till this one.
I wrote an article about this today.
Fun day, man.
You guys, this is gonna be a fun day. You guys go check this out on
MyNorthwest.com. How's your blood pressure? Are you on decaf?
I actually feel really good.
You look good.
I get in here and I feel like when you and I can hash some of this stuff out, I actually feel like some of my temperatures come down because otherwise I'm just staring at the screen, just gritting my teeth.
It's good to get it out. Spit it out.
It is good to get it out. You want to hold this stuff in. Yeah. Sometimes it's good to talk about.
It is.
And you guys can text us, and you can get it out too. 888-973-5476.
How's the vote coming? Like I don't already know this.
Look at this. Ballard residents have been told now. We talked about this the other day, but Sound Transit Board had that big meeting, and they said, hey, here's the things that we definitely have funded. Here's the things that we are still going to keep planning. And then here's the things that we've been promising that are kind of pie in the sky, and they're not going to happen.
Yeah, I love the other element here's the things we have money to keep planning.
Yes.
We don't have money to do.
We don't have money to do.
But we're going to keep spending on planning.
Exactly. Okay. So Como News went and talked to one of these Ballard residents. I have real dollars I'm going to give you in just a second. If you guys want to read about this, go to MyNorthwest.com. I've broken it down, how much money that they have been already paying into this system.
As a community Ballard.
As a community of Ballard. If you have been a resident of Ballard for the last 2 decades, 3 decades now, they've been, different versions of Sound Transit, light rail. You've been paying into this the entire time with the promise that eventually you could cash in that ticket and you can ride a train.
Right. You're investing in the future of your community.
This is what the residents are feeling like who live in Ballard.
I feel like it's a bait and switch, Where's my refund? I want my money back. I want cheaper car tabs.
And he was asked, will this impact how you vote? This guy owns a restaurant.
It will impact my future decisions. If people don't have the ability to get to and from your location, or it gets increasingly difficult, then your location is going to suffer.
This is City Council member Dan Strauss, who's one of only 2 votes against this new version of whatever they're calling this Sound Transit plan, because it does not address the problem with Ballard, which is that they've been paying into this for a long time.
Right.
And he says people are not happy.
I can tell you Ballardites are pissed.
Are they referred to as Ballardites? Is that what you call them? Ballardites?
Better that or Ballardians.
Ballardian. I
Ballardites
prefer Ballardians.
Do you?
Yeah, it's cool. It sounds very European. All right, so he was then asked by, we're running out of time. God, we're running out of time. Do you know how much money the average Ballard resident has spent if you have been part of the 3 different phases of this train system?
I don't know.
Do you know how much in taxes have been collected from from said person?
Per resident, how much?
$25,000.
Per.
Yes.
And now the citizen's saying we want a refund.
Well, you're not going to get it because you voted for something.
Right, exactly.
They also don't have the money to pay you. Let's say in some magical world, they even had a mechanism to give you your money back. They don't have any money. They're broke.
Right.
They're not even just
broke.
broke.
It's an IOU.
Broke would be a big improvement for them. They're $35 billion in the hole.
That solves both problems, though. We IOU. You want a train or you want money? We'll write you an IOU for both. You're not getting either. Right? One notepad fixes it all.
There you go.
IOUs.
Enjoy. All right, we got a lot more coming up. We're going to talk to Aaron Goldsmith, voice of the Mariners. We're going to talk to him next, talk about the Red Hot Mariners. Super fun. Stick around. We'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio is honored to be the recipient of 7 regional Edward R. Murrow Awards, including Overall Excellence and Excellence in Writing.
We can't let hatred become the air we breathe. It poisons us all. Our strength is in unity.
We thank you who listen, stream, and watch every day. The driving force that pushes us to be the Northwest trusted news source. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Hey, Spike O'Neill for Aegis Living. You know, recently my aunt was in the hospital. She had surgery, but she was home the next day and everything went well. But we didn't know as a family if we were equipped or ready to give my aunt the kind of care that she needed and deserved. So we called my friends at Aegis Living, asked about respite care. Now, respite care is short-term stays at Aegis, whether it's 2 days, 2 weeks. You get the full 24/7 medical attention of an Aegis Living, all the amenities, and peace of mind for the family. If you think you might need this kind of help, give my friends at Aegis Living a call. 206-202-ROOF. You can find them online at aegisliving.com/spike. That's aegisliving.com/spike.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. When that light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's cars with a K.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. The Trump administration is pulling the plug on a massive deep ocean monitoring system off the Washington coast. The New York Times reports the National Science Foundation will send ships out this month to start removing more than 900 deep sea instruments. They're anchored off Washington, Oregon, Alaska, North Carolina, and between Greenland and Iceland. The $368 million system has been running for a decade. Scientists use it to track marine heat waves, coastal flooding, and how the ocean absorbs greenhouse gases. Federal Way police are searching for answers after a 16-year-old boy was shot and killed Monday night. This happened around 9:30 at an apartment complex on South Star Lake Road. Officers found the teen in the parking lot with critical injuries, and he died at the scene. Detectives say the victim and the shooter knew each other and have identified the suspect as a 28-year-old man. His name has not been released as the investigation continues. A new mental health crisis center is coming to Snohomish County. It's in Linwood near Alderwood Mall, and it'll be run by community health provider CMAR. According to the Seattle Times, the center will offer round-the-clock care to anyone, no matter their insurance or ability to pay. First responders can drop people off there, and 18 chairs will let people stay up to a day to stabilize and get help with mental health and substance use. Leaders cut the ribbon yesterday after nearly 5 years of work. Well, for the third time in the last 4 days, the Mariners got the win in walk-off fashion.
Here comes the 1-0. Swung on, broken bat, looper left field. It's a base hit. Randy scores. The Mariners have done it again.
Seattle sent the crowd at T-Mobile Park home happy in last night's 3-2 victory against the New York Mets. The M's are rolling, winning 7 games in a row, with the last 2 nights ending in extra innings. The team will look to keep it going. They'll take on the Mets again tonight at 6:40, and you can catch all the action on our sister station, 710 Seattle Sports. A check at Wall Street, the Dow is climbing. S&P 500 and NASDAQ pull back from session highs. The Dow up 274, S&P 500 up 10, the NASDAQ down nearly 9. And now your KIRO News Radio traffic. Bellevue, South 405 at the exit to eastbound 90. A crash is partially blocking that off-ramp. Looks like you're going to have to work your way around the scene in order to exit to eastbound 90. Right now, 405 is backed up to southeast 8th. Here in Seattle, North 5 crowded from the West Seattle Bridge to I-90. Again, approaching the Ship Canal Bridge, 20 minutes to get through this. And South 5 is crowded off and on from Lake City Way in the downtown. And now your KIRO News Radio weather, 85 and sunny this afternoon. And then we take a dive into the upper 60s tomorrow with isolated showers. And that forecast continues right into Saturday. 74 in Everett, 80 in Tacoma, and 78 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. We're going to continue the news hour discussion of the Mariners and bring it right into this break. The team's doing fantastic, and they're winning in really fun fashion. We thought we'd talk to a good buddy of the show and a good buddy of mine. Aaron Goldsmith joins us now. He's the voice of the Mariners. If you watch the games on TV, Aaron, welcome back to the show.
Jake, Spike, how you guys doing? It's good to be back with you again.
Doing great, man. Doing great.
Fantastic.
It's fun to watch baseball. It's fun to watch baseball in this town, buddy.
When they're winning.
Even when they're not.
It's amazing what 1 week can do, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a great lead into this whole question line I wanted to ask you about. Is this town is so jaded over the decades of not getting there that maybe last year wasn't enough to get a lot of people over the hump. We got a lot of fair weathering going on around this team. And it's understandable given the start that no one anticipated in this club. I mean, even a 500 start for this club no one anticipated that after last year. What can you tell the fans to say, look, quit jumping off this team's going to get somewhere this year, and we want you to be a part of it.
Well, the funny thing is last year was this historic season. The Mariners obviously had the best year they've ever had. They were 8 outs shy of the World Series. All the stuff that we all know, right?
Yeah.
And yet, if you go back and you look at the Mariners last year, month by month, they had 2 losing months, 2 months where they played under 500. And it's easy to forget that when you start a new chapter, you start a new season, and you get so entrenched in what's happening right now. But the reality is, it's a 6-month season for a reason. They play 162 games for a reason. It's called an average for a reason. It's a remarkably hard game. It is a game of attrition in many ways at this level. And you have to kind of get through the lean times to get to the better times. And that's true for basically every team every year. And for the Mariners, to their credit, although there was some real frustration and discouragement, not only by the fan base, but by the guys in that clubhouse over the first 2 months, to their credit, they played 500 ball. I mean, they were even Steven in their handful of games in March. They played 500 on the dot in the month of April. And while they had a losing month for a while in May, they got hot at the end of the month. They had a winning month, and now they've won 7 in a row. It's the longest active winning streak in baseball. They're over 500. They're in first place in the division. And quite frankly, they should hold on to first place for the rest of the year. Now, will they? We'll find out. But they are, in my estimation, clearly the best team in the American League West. And so it's good to see them playing like you thought they could while being down Cal Raleigh on the injured list, while being down Brendan Donovan on the injured list. They've been shorthanded, and they've been able to get above 500 and now into first place.
Do you think that this massive expectations from last year, has that been like, what? How does the team perceive that? Because everybody watching is like, man, these guys should have come straight out of the gate.
Right.
Obviously, they're doing great now.
They finished on fire. Why didn't they start on fire?
Yeah, and like, does that even affect the players at all? I mean, you've been with the Mariners now for a long time. You've been watching baseball your whole life, or are they just completely oblivious to it because they understand more than we as fans do? They're a third of the way through the season right now, and they're now in first place. They're 3 games above 500, and looking as strong as they've looked in a long time. They got Cole Young, who's doing awesome things. So do they ignore the lean times and they're just enjoying it every day? Like, how do the players handle all this?
Well, in terms of the expectations, it's a hard thing for somebody who's not the player to speak to, right? It's a fair question, and I think different players handle those expectations differently, and some of that probably depends on what kind of track record you have, how much service time, how many times you've been around the block. I mean, a guy like Randy Arozarena maybe handles it differently than a guy like Cole Young, right? A guy who's about to hit free agency in Randy, and Cole Young is in his first full major league season. But the Mariners did not shy away from talking about those expectations in spring training. They were the ones who set them by how well they played last year. And in a lot of ways, if you look at the team just on paper, you say this could project as a better team, and really I should be a better team this year than it was even last year. Now, does that mean that's how it always plays out? Of course not. That's why they play the games. But I think anybody in that clubhouse, regardless of service time and how long they've been in the big leagues, they've all been through the grind of a pro season, whether that was in Tacoma or in Seattle. And they all know that you could have a 1 for 20 and you could wake up the next day, make an adjustment, go to the ballpark, and all of a sudden you're 12 for your next 24. That's why it's a game of averages that they play in Major League Baseball. So every player and every team has to ride the ups and downs. And the hardest part about being a major leaguer, from my estimation, is being the same guy every day, day after day,
just
for
consistency,
6 months,
yeah,
and 162 games, whether or not the results are coming or not. Because if you mentally allow yourself to ride that wave, that's how you get in a dark place pretty fast.
Can you guys? Oh, do you have another point on that, Spike?
I've got 1,000 questions.
You guys want to talk about Cole Young for a minute?
Sure, let's do that.
Can you talk a little bit about him? There's a lot of comparisons that people are making about him. There's a lot of excitement about him.
I saw the swing model of him and Junior yesterday.
Yeah, MLB. Did you see MLB posted that? They posted like a side by side, and it's like, he hit a home run or something. It looked exactly like Griffey's swing. How do you deal with that when you're like a young guy and you're having all these comparisons? Does that hurt? Does that help in any way?
Okay, I think you guys are being bitten by right now the Mariners having 3 players with very similar names. I think you're talking about Colt Emerson.
I'm thinking about Colt Emerson.
You are. You're right. You're right.
I'm thinking about Colt
I was high on my own. Yeah, I was.
Colt Emerson.
All right,
Talk about Colt Emerson.
Hey, so welcome to our world. There's Emerson Hancock, there's Cole Young, and there's Colt Emerson.
That's why you make the big money, brother.
Colt Emerson.
Because you
Colt
can keep
Emerson.
them straight. We're just fair weathers.
Okay.
Well, good news for the Mariners. All three of those guys are worth talking about. But in the case of Colt Emerson, he's the second youngest player in baseball right now. He's 20 years old. And he came to the big leagues with what some might say is an enormous amount of pressure. He signed a highly lucrative, nearly decade-long major league contract.
Insane.
While playing in Tacoma. He signed a 8-year deal with a club option for a 9th year before ever setting foot on a big league field.
Can we pause there for 1 second?
Prospects in baseball.
Can we pause on that? What's the amount of that contract? Wasn't it like
it was close to 90, right?
Wasn't it like almost $100 million? It's a lot of money.
Yes. It's a lot of money.
How do
it's
you
what
How do you at 20? Like just to, like we're all not young men. I mean, some of us are older than others, but how do you at 20 wrap your head around that kind of money? And baseball money is guaranteed money. So that's going to be there no matter what. So you're looking ahead at your life. That probably provides a lot of comfort and also maybe gives you the ability to like focus on what's important instead of being worried about losing it. So like maybe that's a benefit. But still at 20.
Jake, you're being very coy because Colt told me he reached out to you directly to ask how to deal with that much money.
That's true.
So we all know what's going on here.
In my experience, Colt,
what I found,
who I thought was Cole.
First, you call him by the wrong name. That knocks him down a peg.
Yeah,
that keeps him honest and
keeps
humble.
him humble. That's right.
That's very true. It was all intentional. All right, so no team is going to give out that kind of a contract to truly an unproven player, right? Is yet to even grip a bat in the big leagues unless they feel the highest level of conviction for what that player's makeup is as a person. And Jerry Dipoto, Mariners president of baseball operations, he runs the team. He's been doing this a long time. He has said many a times that he has never felt more confident in a player as a person at that age, 20 years old, as he feels about Colt Emerson. I mean, there's a reason why the Mariners drafted him in the first round. Obviously, very talented player coming out of high school. He's from Ohio. But part of the reason to go along with his talents on the field is they love the person. They love the maturity and the makeup. And the Mariners have done a truly exceptional job of drafting, developing, and acquiring, whether it be via trade or free agency, really elite level people that mesh well in that clubhouse. I mean, it's everyone who covers the Mariners would agree with this. We are all spoiled by the level of human and the person that the Mariners have on that 26-man roster. So obviously the talent speaks for itself, but it's because of his maturity and who he is as a person, the way he was raised, his upbringing, the whole thing.
Yeah.
That they felt so good about giving him that contract.
I didn't even think about it until you were describing him being from, like in Ohio and just the youth, but still.
Everybody from Ohio swings like that.
Well, no, but I'm thinking like we are so lucky right now in Seattle sports. We have JSN with the Seahawks. Everything you just described about Colt, the Seahawks would also describe about JSN. There's a reason he's the highest paid wide receiver is because they believe that he's worth it personally as well. He's not going to like mess up and do something stupid. Sounds like the Mariners saying the same thing about Colt or Cole or whoever it is. I don't know.
Probably both guys.
Probably both guys. Yeah. It's a very exciting time to watch the Mariners. It's fun to watch them and to listen to our buddy Aaron Goldsmith. So I highly recommend everybody do it. Thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate it.
Hey, great talking with you guys. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for clearing it up for us, too.
Yeah, yeah, thank you for the players' names that we don't know, even though we're such Giant fans. All right, thanks, Aaron. Appreciate it, man.
You got it, guys.
All right, we got a lot more coming up.
There's a new voice in the box in NFL football we should talk about. Can we talk about that? Can we stick kind of sports-like for a moment here?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Oh,
what?
Yeah, we can. We can. Is this the Wilson?
Russell Wilson.
All right.
Maybe we'll never have to see him step on a football field again. Just the promise alone is worth talking about.
Could we? All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
KIRO News Radio, winner of 7 regional Edward R. Murrow Awards. Breaking news coverage, best newscast, excellence in writing, investigative reporting, sports reporting, hard news, capped with a prestigious prize for overall excellence. And we thank you, our audience across the Pacific Northwest. You are the reason we strive to be the Northwest's trusted news source. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Hey, John, why don't you tell everybody why you started going to Longevity Medical Clinic?
No, I don't want to do that. I can tell you, I started going to Longevity Medical Clinic before I started doing these commercials, but that why I went is not important.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Okay. I'll tell you. I was a Sammamish City Council member, and whenever they had asked me to do the Pledge of Allegiance, I couldn't make it through the whole thing without crying. I know, it's so dumb. I mean, I know I'm patriotic, but what the heck? So I go into Longevity Medical Clinic, and I explained this to them, that there's something wrong with my hormones or something, and they see the testosterone and the estrogen are all out of balance. We balance all that stuff, and I can do the Pledge of Allegiance without crying. But I've also noticed that I deal with stress a lot better, don't I?
Yes, you're a lot easier to live with because you're getting more sleep, you have more energy, you're better organized, and I'm not helping you look for your car keys every morning.
Right, because now I've taken the steps to take care of my mind and body. I strongly recommend anybody get the free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Pump up the volume. Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. This June, for Men's Health Month, Revive Men's Health in Seattle is offering a free comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. No guessing, just answers. Over 100,000 men have trusted Revive to get real results. More energy, better sleep, improved mood, and confidence that shows. If something feels off, don't wait. Take control and protect your long-term health by knowing your numbers. This offer ends June 30th. Schedule your free comprehensive wellness panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Feel better. Live stronger. Start now.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi. Just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
Summer's supposed to be fun. When the kids are home all day, the groceries, they add up fast. G. Scott here with a quick heads up from Safeway. There's a program called Sunbucks that gives qualifying families $120 per child for summer groceries. Some families are signed up automatically and will get a card in the mail. Others need to apply. Take a minute to check. It could really help put food on the table for your family. Head to freesummermeals.org to find out more. That's freesummermeals.org.
Hartley Wilcox here. Do you know where your food comes from? If it's perishable, you should read the package. Wilcox Farms eggs are locally fresh from Washington. For the freshest choice, choose Wilcox Family Farms.
This is Chris Davis with the Davis Law Group. Did you know that a pedestrian does not have to be crossing the street on a marked crosswalk to have a successful legal claim against the driver? Pedestrians can even be partially at fault for a collision and still have a valuable claim. Call us today for a free consultation or get my free book on pedestrian accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com. That's Davis Law Group, better service and even better results.
So you want to call an audible. That's what you're saying here.
I do, Spike.
Good, I like this. I like this. I think it's based in solid judgment here.
Just like Russell Wilson would have.
Called an audible.
Still a quarterback who played football. We're going to talk about Russell. There's too much to say about Russell Wilson. It would be wasted in a short segment.
And
this
we
is
can
the
also,
shortest segment of the hour. We don't want to waste that
We
time.
can also roll into who's the most awkward Wilson. Right?
Perfect question.
Right?
Let's compare Katie Wilson and Russell Wilson.
Right.
The audience can decide which one is more awkward.
There you go.
Who's worse at their job.
I like this.
That's not a fair thing to say that he's worse at his job. That's not nice. I mean, Katie
No,
Wilson.
I'm unpopular.
No, I said it. I feel as soon as I said it, I felt bad saying it because he did a lot for the city and he's a great guy. But he did become Mr. Unlimited after, and that became difficult to watch.
He was Mr. Highly Limited.
Yes. We'll get back to him at the top of 1 o'clock. He's got a new gig and coming to a TV near you. So we will discuss that in a few minutes. Right now, let's discuss this. Capitol Hill residents very upset. They talked to Como News. Have you ever heard of a street takeover?
Of course.
Well, describe it for the audience. What is
a street takeover? Isn't when they put it's not one of the racing things or the drifting things. The first thing I thought of was street takeovers when people come over and take over an intersection. A bunch of cars get together and
this
drag
isn't where
race.
People do like donuts?
Nope. This is just a street party, an impromptu street party that happens in the street. And this is Capitol Hill we're talking about. These takeovers are happening after last call when all these clubs empty into the streets.
Yeah.
There's coordination through social media.
They say, hey, guys, what if we just...
Come on down. They set up food trucks. They set up sound systems. One instance, they set up a 4-piece band with amplification.
Really?
At 2 o'clock in the morning on the streets of Capitol Hill.
Was it a brass band, or is this just hard music?
That doesn't really say. Okay. Doesn't really say. But it was a guitar, bass, drums, and a singer.
Okay.
With amplification. At 2 in the morning.
People from the clubs who are drunk, they like it.
They do.
People who live there and are trying to go
Residents
to sleep.
are done.
They're not
done with
liking
this, and they're asking the city, "Where's the law and order?"
This is Rick Grossman. He spoke to Como News, and he's like, "Man, guys, you got to stop this."
When we moved in here, it was wonderful. You had, an exciting community. We're just asking for the city to enforce laws. My floor vibrates. My windows vibrate. And it impacts my heart.
I thought there was a T-Rex coming. He says it's crazy.
We've got this craziness. We have people down here doing street takeovers.
I really didn't know that's what a street takeover was. I mean, I seen the pictures and it looks like a party, but I thought it was more like when I was growing up, Fast and the Furious was a big thing.
Right.
I thought it was cool cars. And
you see these intersections that get taken over, and they're doing donuts
and they do
and
donuts,
whatnot.
and some idiot stands in the middle with his phone, and he films, and he almost gets hit.
It's very similar vibe because they're promoted through social media.
Okay.
They're very lawless. Police feel that they have no way to counter this, but the difference between those...
They could arrest people.
Well, the difference between those instances, police do come to those because there's a real danger when you got vehicles performing tricks in the middle of a crowd. That's a real danger. Police aren't responding here.
Why aren't they responding?
Because they first of all, I can only imagine they feel they don't have the resources to do so. And
that
they
excuse
feel
doesn't hold water with me.
I'm with you.
I'm not trying to criticize you, but you've said that a couple times in the last few days about lack of police response.
Well, it's a true element of the story involved.
But that's not fair. That's their fault. That's not our fault. That's their fault.
I'm with you, but
if you don't have a staff and they give you the money to have a staff and you choose not to hire, that's your fault. If you can't respond to things, that's not the citizens' fault. They've given you the money. They haven't stopped giving the money.
Okay, but that's okay. In that instance, to me, that seems like an administration problem that's being hoisted upon.
Well, that's a Katie Wilson problem.
The man on the street, the officer on the street, right? Because they're the ones that have to deal with.
I agree with you that they're stretched thin.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that they can continue using that as an excuse for not doing their job. Like for you and me, ignorance is not a defense for for doing something wrong.
Yeah.
It's against the law. We can't just say, "Well, I didn't realize that we weren't allowed to throw street parties."
Yeah, but and coupled with that, the East Precinct is literally a block away.
They're probably partying with them.
They got a police district, a station right there on Capitol Hill.
They probably use one of their outlets to plug in their amps.
Their power cord.
Do you guys mind if we run a plug here? But local residents say it's hurting people. They just say we can't put up with it anymore.
It's hurting people.
So yeah,
it's just an unsafe environment.
It's unsafe.
It is.
You gotta
people
stop
drinking and partying in the streets. There's unlicensed vendors selling dirty food.
Ugh,
it's dangerous.
Gross.
And summer's coming. It's going to get nothing but worse.
So we're going to use this as a springboard to talk next segment about Katie Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the more awkward Wilson? You guys can vote. We'll let you know. 888-973-5476. Who is the more awkward Wilson? Katie Wilson, who is objectively an awkward human being. I don't think anybody would argue
Safe
otherwise.
to say the honeymoon's over for our socialist mayor, right?
I don't know if anybody ever had a honeymoon there.
Oh, she got elected. Somebody.
Russell Wilson, also an awkward human being. Yeah. We'll discuss next. Stick around.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with more.
24% of businesses are now thinking about leaving Washington.
Traffic.
We are definitely seeing some slowing through the S-curves.
Conversation.
We build it, we produce it, we charge for it.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me?
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
So, what are you reading?
I'm checking out the ratings on the new TVs, and it looks like Samsung, LG, and Sony got the best scores.
Just like last year. What about those new high dynamic range TVs?
They got the highest scores of all, but their prices are really high.
Did you check online?
Yeah, their prices were about the same.
Well, there's one place where we can get a hot deal on those top-rated models.
Where?
At Video Only. Check out the ratings on TV stores.
I see. Video Only scored better than the others.
So, if you want the best deal on the best TVs,
then we should take our TV ratings and head over to top-rated Video Only.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Will?
When I was 50, my whole life fell apart. I lost my job, I lost my wife, I lost the house, I lost pretty much everything except for my life. When the IRS came calling, I just didn't have it in me. I felt like Wile E. Coyote, just waiting for that IRS anvil to drop.
Then Will found tax relief advocates.
I heard their advertisement on the radio, I wrote down the number, and I made the call that changed everything. The IRS gave me a bill for $40,000. Tax Relief Advocates got that down to $3,200. I've paid 9 cents on the dollar. Now that's a great deal in anybody's book.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Will did and call TRA for a consultation.
But for me, the real win is I got my life back.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-488-2578. 800-488-2578. That's 800-488-2578.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Summer is here, and it's already flying by. Want to make it feel longer? A new national survey finds 56% of people say reading makes summer seem to last. For that endless summer vibe, here's Barbara Hagan, VP of Marketing at Thrift Books.
Reading is one of the few things that really makes you slow down. You're in one story, one page at a time.
And that kind of single tasking frees your mind. It's a mental exhale.
The key to reading more in a busy summer is to start small with a goal of 3 pages or 10 minutes a day. Attach reading to a routine like morning coffee. Pick books you enjoy and try reading with others. Shared reading communities like book clubs can make a big difference.
That shared motivation, reading together without pressure, inspired our 500 billion page challenge, a nationwide push to read a little more and get your pages in without any judgment.
This summer, slow down and let reading stretch the season. Join the Thrift Books 500 billion page challenge at thriftbooks.com/challenge.
Epic parties start at Staples. Now you can grab Party City balloons, decorations, and tableware, plus matching custom invites, banners, and more right at Staples. That was easy.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. For the first time since the war with Iran began, Secretary of State Marco Rubio fielding questions today at a Senate hearing about the Trump administration's strategy to reopen the Strait of Hormuz and the on-again, off-again talks on a peace deal. Rubio echoed President Trump that talks are active.
We are in talks, and I say talks because talks with Iran are not like talks with Switzerland, okay? They're very different. They require the use of intermediaries, unfortunately. But there is the prospect before us, which could happen today, it could happen tomorrow, it could happen next week.
Voters are casting ballots in primary races across 6 states today, including California, where the race for governor is heating up, along with Senate and mayoral races. The Ebola outbreak continuing to raise concerns in Central Africa. Health officials say suspected cases now top 1,000, but stress there are no confirmed cases outside the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda. On Wall Street this hour, stocks are mixed. This is ABC News. The mayor of Newark, New Jersey, today announcing the city is expanding a lawsuit against Delaney Hall, the controversial detention center used to house detainees picked up during immigration enforcement operations. Mayor Ross Baracca wants the center shut down, he says, amid reports of poor conditions inside. Law enforcement say protests over the weekend led to clashes and arrests and a curfew. Counterterrorism officials finalizing security for the World Cup with the first match in Los Angeles next week. Drones, officials say, are a top concern.
Drone operators who enter restricted airspace could be fined $100,000 as nearly a dozen cities across the U.S. host 78 World Cup matches. Officials say immigration agents will be involved in security operations, but their focus will be on counterterrorism, not immigration enforcement.
ABC's Hannah Bata. Game 1 of the NBA championship is a day out between the New York Knicks and San Antonio Spurs. Bloomberg reporting some Knicks season ticket fans are agonizing over the thought of giving up a once-in-a-lifetime experience to sell their tickets. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
A Seattle police officer sent to the hospital over a scuffle with a homeless man. More on that coming right up. First, your KIRO News Radio traffic. Bellevue, South 405 at the exit to eastbound 90. A collision just recently cleared. It's on the shoulder, no longer blocking, but still a distraction, and traffic is still stacked up to southeast 8th. Out toward Belfair, northbound 3 at Flora Road. A crash blocks that northbound lane, so we're alternating at the scene. The backups aren't bad right now. North 5 through Seattle, scattered backups approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. 20 minutes gets you through this, and South 5 is crowded from Ravenna Boulevard in the downtown. This report brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Nate Connors. A homeless man was booked into jail Monday after allegedly assaulting 2 Seattle police officers and an SDOT worker. Seattle Police Detective Eric Munoz says it happened around 11 a.m. along the Alaskan Way South bike trail.
Patrol officers responded to Alaskan Way South and South Atlantic Street. Per the 911 call, checked for a man walking northbound on the bike trail, reportedly throwing rocks at a passing cyclist. He threatened to kill the reporting party.
He says the man hit the SDOT worker in the leg with a rock and then smashed out the front and back windows on his work truck. During the arrest, one of the 2 officers hurt his hand and had to go to the hospital. The SDOT worker also went to the hospital with minor injuries. An Auburn man is headed to prison for a racially motivated attack on a Metro bus passenger.
In March of 2024, Aiden Hernandez Mayoral yelled racist remarks at a black woman, calling her Rosa Parks and telling her to move to the back of the bus. When the bus came to a stop, he threw her off it and into a fence. He beat her and stomped on her and stabbed her repeatedly with a knife. Her thick coat managed to protect her from serious injuries. A federal judge has sentenced him to 4.5 years in prison. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
A key piece of the Seahawks Super Bowl run is here to stay. ESPN reports edge rusher Derek Hall has agreed to sign a 3-year, $42 million extension, including $21 million guaranteed. Instant reaction from Brock Heward on our sister station 710 Seattle Sports.
Draft, develop, trade, and sign your own. It is what they do and have done and why they've won a couple Super Bowls. They've drafted unbelievably well. They've developed incredibly well. They've traded for key pieces when they need to. But signing your own is always the best recipe for sustained success.
The Hawks drafted Hall in the second round in 2023. He had 1 year left on his rookie contract. An Arlington police officer is back behind bars. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports 41-year-old Dustin Bartlett was arrested at his Camino Island home on Friday, his second arrest in as many weeks.
Dustin Bartlett's girlfriend turned him in May. The veteran Arlington police officer facing 10 counts now of possessing images of child sex abuse. The Everett Herald reports Bartlett was arrested again on Friday for violating a protection order. Neighbors telling KIRO 7 TV they called 911 fearing for the girlfriend's safety.
Yeah, very brave. I give her a lot of credit for being strong enough to do that.
Bartlett was once named Officer of the Year in Arlington. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
And now your KIRO News Radio weather. 85 and sunny today. Clouds take over with isolated showers on Wednesday with a high around 68. The same on Thursday, 62 by Friday. 72 in Olympia, 78 in Bremerton, and we just hit 80 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
All right, welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. This will be the conversation that defines the day, Spike. People look back. When we put our stamp on this show and we say we've done it, we finished at 3 o'clock, we hand it over to John Curley. When I go home tonight, and I greet my children lovingly at the door and they say, "Dad, welcome back, you're our hero." My wife kisses me and puts one leg up behind her, just like it happens in the movies.
Man, that's magic.
It's a good life. My son goes, "Hey, Dad, I got an A on all my work at school." Wow. And the lawn just got freshly mowed and the lizard's been fed. We have a lizard named Kevin.
Reeling.
They'll say,
They'll
say, "What happened today, Dad? How was work?" And I say, "Well, we talked about Russell Wilson getting a new CBS deal and how awkward he is."
And the room will deflate.
And they'll go, "He's awkward, Dad." I say, "I know, son."
Is he, though? Is he awkward?
Well, that's a question we're going to answer right now. The audience, you guys can let us know on the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476. According to Adam Schefter, Russell Wilson is finalizing a deal to become a CBS Sports analyst. He will replace, who was it? Matt Ryan, who's who's now in charge of football operations for the Falcons.
Yes.
That's a pretty sweet job.
Pretty sweet job.
Would you rather run a professional sports team like the Falcons? Or would you rather be a CBS football analyst?
This week's flavor of the month in the booth.
Yeah, it's true. You're not really. I mean, you're just commenting on it. You're not connected to the game.
No,
you are in a way, but you're not affecting it in any way.
And you're about to be replaced by the next flavor of the month.
Sure.
Coming off the field with an expertise in the game, a knowledge of what it takes to win.
Yeah, the next generation who's now graduated through, and that's what Russell Wilson represents.
And there's nothing saying he can't be very, very good at this. Russell Wilson has a real work ethic that I think people should admire.
He's a winner.
Acknowledge. He's a winner.
He's a winner.
I heard a story with Tom
Brady.
No, Eason. Rich Eisen.
Rich Eisen.
Talking about Russell when he was still a player, but was a guest analyst one week.
Mm-hmm.
Eisen said he got to work at 4:30 in the morning for an NFL This Morning.
100%.
And Wilson was already there.
Yes.
Suits on, suits on, boots on, ready to go.
Yes.
He said, never seen anybody work harder at just a guest analyst spot.
So this is why Russell Wilson was so perfect for the Seahawks when he was young and when he was new in the league, and when you had Carroll, who was like, Carroll was really Mr. Hollywood. Carroll was the guy who was the flashy part. Russell was the guy who came in and everybody loved him because he was like a gym rat.
Yeah.
All he cared about was football.
Film rat, gym rat.
Gym rat. That's all he was doing. It's the exact kind of player that you want on your team.
World's best
leading
teammate.
your team.
Yeah. Community involvement, you bet.
He was obsessed with it, and it's the same. I feel like you could apply to Russell Wilson what a lot of people have learned about Tom Brady. When Tom Brady first jumped into the booth after his unbelievable career, best ever, he wasn't that great.
No,
he was fine, but he wasn't. He was a little awkward. He was a little stumbling. But everyone watching, you're watching the guy who was also not the best quarterback when he started, and figured out how to do that.
Grew into the role.
And so he
worked his way into the role.
And now when you watch Tom Brady, you're like, you're getting stuff that he really defined it. And he had this famous clip that's gone viral. I mean, he's done many things now that he's done very well, but this clip about throwing the ball into the wind when it's, and where do you hold the fingering position on the football? Only a quarterback who's done that 10,000 times could describe that process to you. But you as the viewer watching like a windy game, you're like, why is it so tough about a windy game?
Yeah.
And then he gives you this insight, and he's communicating it in a way that the audience likes now. And he's now the best. Like, I really love watching Tom Brady.
And he has always been awkward.
Tom Brady.
And everything he does.
He's kind of a robot.
He is kind of a robot. Russ got the same issues.
Well, here's my question about Russ. And I'm trying to divorce my post-Seahawks feelings about Russell Wilson.
Okay.
They sit on my shoulder like a good and bad devil as I'm making this, like an angel and a devil, as I'm making this assessment.
That's fair to do.
Because I definitely rooted against him when he left the Seahawks. Did you?
Of course. That's what you do.
That's the fun part of sports.
Yeah.
Not in life. I want the guy to be successful and have a happy family life, and by all accounts, he seems to.
Yeah, but he's wearing the other jersey now.
But he's wearing a Giants jersey or whatever, or a Broncos.
Or a Steeler jersey.
Ugh. So here's the question. When he gets on TV, is he going to be able to get past what I think is also, unfortunately, something that he comes by naturally, which is he's not cool. Russell Wilson is not a cool guy. I don't think Russell Wilson is very easy in front of people. I think it's a little bit harder for him.
Agreed. I think you're spot on.
He's not like a Spike O'Neill. Like, people just meet Spike and this guy's just effortlessly cool.
Shuck and jive, baby. Let's go.
Yes. They call him. They say Mr. Shuck and jive.
That's it.
That's what they say.
Russ ain't got that.
He doesn't have that.
But Tom hasn't got that either.
No, Tom doesn't have that either.
And I think Russ can overcome his lack of cool.
I think you're right.
I think if he's dedicated to the craft and he wants to be successful at it, he'll be successul at it.
I hope you're right, and I want him to be successful.
And I'm one of a few people that really don't have a lot of resentment against Russell.
I don't either. It was only the fun of the sports.
Yeah.
It makes sports more fun. It's like,
well, even it wasn't his decision to leave Seattle. It's not like he went for richer, greener pastures.
Yeah.
It was John Schneider said, time's
to move on.
up.
Just like Pete. Time to move on.
And it was the right call.
Yeah.
Looking back, it's the right call.
Yes.
And Russ went to Denver, and that was doomed from the start. It was the wrong system. And a last year of a failing coaching staff.
Sure.
Then the next year,
and they didn't want him.
Next year, the new coach staff comes in. They don't want him. He can't win there. So it's.
And then when he gets there, he does
hit system. And
he does this.
Broncos country, let's ride.
Yeah.
You remember those videos?
Oh,
he was skewered for those.
Oh, because they were horrible.
He was trying so hard.
Yes.
He tries very hard, which comes across as thirsty.
Yeah.
Which reads poorly on TV.
Yep. Absolutely.
All the time. My wife, when I get home, again, she's just kissing me and saying, "What an amazing job you've done." She goes, "A little thirsty today." She says it all the time.
Okay.
She goes, "You're trying a little too hard."
The friends will tell you the truth.
She says, "Bring it down a little bit."
I hope Russ does well. I think he's got the potential to do well. We'll have to see how it goes. A lot of guys don't make it into the booth and have that world.
It's really tough to become an Eli Manning, who is just effortlessly as big as a goober as Eli Manning seems.
He wears it.
I'm sorry, not Eli. Peyton Manning.
Peyton. Oh yeah.
Peyton Manning seems like a.
Eli's the cool one.
That's
a low bar.
That's a testament to how.
But they're both authentic.
But they're both cool guys because you see them and you just go like, these are cool brothers.
Yeah, I'd hang out with these guys.
I'd love to just sit on a.
Grill a dog with this guy. You bet. Absolutely 100%. In a heartbeat. Russell.
Yes, but Russell,
you're going to stick to the wheatgrass and the. really? You're going to eat that?
Like the special fish, which Tom Brady also did. Tom Brady was a weirdo about his diet. I'm worried that Russell's going to do something like this, but but CBS has an image to think of. Mm-hmm. They're going to have a whole team of people around him.
Oh yeah, they want to do. Yeah.
Well, here's another problem, and we're talking about who's more awkward, Russell Wilson or Katie Wilson. So you can get into that. And by the way, not related. But Russell Wilson had a whole team of people around him that were his personal people, and there was some contention there with the Seahawks.
A lot of contention, and that was in the Broncos.
Was it his own offices? Was that the Broncos?
He had his own offices. He had his own staff,
trainers, food.
And that's doomed to any coaching staff. I don't want to blame it all on the coaching staff in Denver. Russell brought that circus to Denver, and Sean Payton goes,
Well,
He locked that down the day Sean Payton walked into that locker room.
Because that guy's not coming in here. Not
He
Russell,
said,
but like all your hangers.
Your staff, boom, get him out of here. You don't have your own office. You're the quarterback, a member of this team.
Yeah, like it does. It breaks up the up the team.
He's not one of us.
Now the different part here is that as a commentator, I mean, he's not gonna. He doesn't need a nutritionist to follow him around as a commentator.
No, he doesn't have to sleep in a deprivation tank, whatever he was doing.
Deprivation,
hyperbolic, whatever it was.
A sensory deprivation
tank.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
not a depravity tank. That's what I sleep in.
Not a
different beast.
A depressing bed. Do you think he'll do any of this? Do you remember Mr. Unlimited? I don't know why. These are fun. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to ruin anyone's day, but this. Do you remember Mr. Unlimited?
Hey guys, Russell here. Yes, the typical boring. Yes, Russell, the robot Russell, the one you guys love to know. Real exciting. I'm real exciting. But anyways, everybody.
He's poking fun at himself, though.
No, he's not. He's been told, Russell, start with take yourself apart a little bit.
Okay.
Take a few shots at yourself. Say something funny. And that's what he came up with. He's a nice guy. I think he's a really nice guy. Have you met him?
Yeah, a couple times.
He's a nice individual,
Very nice
and I think he
man.
means
Yeah.
very well. All right, but let's get back to Mr. Unlimited.
Hey guys, Russell here. Yes, the typical boring. Yes, Russell, the robot Russell, the one you guys love to know. Real exciting. I'm real exciting. But anyways, everybody has to have an alter ego, right? And I've been thinking about what my alter ego would be, and I think I have an alter ego. His name's Mr. Unlimited. Yeah, you got to be unlimited. You got to have a thought process of being unlimited. So when people ask you, what you're thinking about or what you want to do in life or where you want to go, you got to be unlimited. Tell them I'm unlimited. You know what I mean? So when they ask you certain questions like,
it's tough to listen to.
It is. And then you watch him get chased down by a fat defensive tackle. You are severely limited. Severely limited. Can I ask you a quick second?
I got
you got more. You got more. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Just don't start it over.
It's not nice.
Mr. Unlimited.
Who's your role model, Russell?
Unlimited.
Who's your go-to person for advice, Russell?
They think Pete Carroll, they think this person, think that person. Love you, Pete, but it's Mr. Unlimited. Tell him.
Okay. Ask your question. What's your question?
Is he a Hall of Famer? Have the last 4 years torpedoed what looked like a lock for the Hall of Fame?
10 Pro Bowls.
10 Pro Bowls.
One Super Bowl that he won.
One Super Bowl that he lost. That's probably part of the equation too. He lost that Super Bowl. He threw the interception. But he got us to the goal line. I don't think he's a lock because it's a fickle voting block. The NFL Writers Association, the people that vote on the Hall of Fame.
I think he's a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. I don't know how you can quarterback are there any quarterbacks who have won a Super Bowl who are not in the Hall of Fame? I don't know the answer to that question.
Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl, not in the Hall of Fame. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl with the Baltimore Ravens, not in the Hall of Fame.
Let me ask that question again in a different way. That gets the answer that I want. Is there any quarterbacks who have won a Super Bowl who have been Pro Bowlers 10 times and not been in the Hall of Fame?
No. I don't believe so.
It's a very specific
But Russell
question.
never won an MVP. That's one of the knocks against Russell. And the real knock against Russell is the last 4 years, where his seemed to be a guaranteed Hall of Famer with the numbers he put up in the first. And it's wasn't like he had a nice 3-year run in Seattle or something.
Yeah.
He's a great deep ball thrower. He's a fourth leading all-time quarterback for rushing yards in the NFL. He's got Hall of Fame numbers. If a guy stays too long at the fair.
Who was the Bills quarterback who went 4 times in a row?
Jim Kelly.
Jim Kelly. Is he in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, Kelly's
okay,
Hall of
then
Famer.
Russell gets in.
Yeah.
Did he ever win a Super Bowl?
Never. Kelly never won a Super Bowl.
So Russell gets in.
Yeah.
Give it to him.
Yeah.
And he's going to be a great CBS analyst.
Grant Tarkenton never won a Super Bowl. He's in the Hall of Fame. A lot of guys didn't win a Super Bowl or in the Hall of Fame. I mean, the question is when you go out there and you just, lay an egg with the Giants and lay an egg with the Pittsburgh Steelers and
it's a lot of eggs.
4 years of not getting there. And
You know that old
now
joke?
Russell's got to what?
You know the joke that, what's his name? Oh, man. Wish I remembered it. Funny guy, but we can't laugh at him anymore because he
Stephen
married
Wright?
his kid.
Woody Allen.
Woody Allen.
Because he married his kid. I know exactly who you meant. Way to lock it in.
I don't know if he actually married his kid. That's the allegation.
Sun Yi?
She was like she wasn't technically his child, right? She was adopted of Mia Farrow.
You watched her grow up. You may have helped her bathe.
That joke.
On both ends of the relationship.
Please don't.
Go
that
on.
old joke about how he says his brother. Do you remember the movie in Annie Hall? He says, my brother thinks he's a chicken. Now, clearly, like, we know he's not a chicken, but we can't tell him because we need the eggs. Your Russell Wilson thing made me think of that. It's not even a perfectly timed joke, and it's not even a great comparison. But you said eggs, and I thought,
sure.
Back to what you were saying.
Russell. I think he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I think he's earned it.
I think he has too.
And I think he'll get in.
So the question that we're asking the audience is, who is more awkward? Russell Wilson, which I think we've established, no matter how awkward he is, it's not going to keep him out of the Hall of Fame, right?
Right.
Like, there's got to be some more awkward guys in the Hall of Fame than Russell Wilson.
Sure, I would think so.
Katie Wilson. Russell Wilson, Katie Wilson. Who is more awkward of those two Seattle names?
Who's the weirder Wilson?
Like, bye.
Who is it? Who do you think?
I don't know.
If you had to,
I'll tell you why.
Gotta choose.
Katie, well, let me out the criteria here. Katie Wilson just doesn't know what she doesn't know. Russell was just trying too hard. He was too thirsty, to your point.
Yeah.
Katie Wilson's just inexperienced and naive. Maybe, I don't think she's thirsty for the limelight. I think she genuinely thinks this is a job she's capable of doing. I'm not sure that she is. Russell's capable of doing the job.
Yeah.
Right? He's just an awkward kind of guy.
Russell was succcessul at the highest level.
At the highest level.
Showed results, won a Super Bowl.
Katie Wilson ran 10 straight years of record numbers in Seattle with great returns, and then or maybe she gets to it in 3 years, God forbid. Maybe she has a rough growing period, a learning curve, and then she figures out the job, learns what reality smells like.
Mm-hmm.
Learns what the city needs from an executive.
And
she rights the ship.
I don't think she can write. I think ideologically, her ideas are very bad, and I don't think she can be successful with those ideas. I mean, that's my personal feeling.
I think we're in the FO portion of the equation right now.
Probably.
Yeah.
But the question I'm posing to the audience is, who is more awkward between the two? Russell Wilson or Katie Wilson? So if you had to choose one of the two, I know.
I got to go Katie Wilson.
Katie Wilson.
Yeah.
I would choose Katie Wilson.
Yeah, even when Russell tries hard, he really hits the right moment.
Yes.
He can read the right room and deliver the right message and vibe.
Russell can separate his awkwardness, and he can still not anymore, but he can still step onto the field at one time in his life, and he can still throw like a 60-yard touchdown, and he could still win a Super Bowl. Winning covers a lot of sins. And Russell Wilson did that for the Seahawks, and he gave Seattle and Washington a ride that they'll never forget.
Right. I would say the best we've ever had until this year.
Yeah.
Darnold's right there. Darnold has probably supplanted him on the Seahawk Mountain after 1 year, which is not a fair thing to say, but currently a lot of people would tell you that.
First season. Yeah. Took Russell 2. Wasn't it? Wasn't it his second season with the Seahawks?
Yes, it was.
All right, here's what some of the audience is saying. Paul in 253 says, check for gas leaks. If you guys are nuts if you think that Russ will be good.
Sean, that's why they make it smell like eggs. So
that's right. That's right. That's what they put in there.
Yeah.
Christy in Tacoma, this is funny. She goes, it was shortly after that Broncos thing that we started calling him. It was shortly after that Mr. Unlimited. She goes, we started calling him Mr. League Minimum.
I love this audience.
It's really funny. Sean in Clallam says, Miss Wilson is an idiot.
Oh, he's respectful.
We said awkward,
Call her Miss Wilson. That was nice. He was respectful.
Yeah. All right. So that's a little flavor. There's a lot of these. The
reason we bring up the comparison is it was announced today that Katie Wilson's they're opening the first of a little tiny house village. But her goal, her goal of getting how many?
500.
500 by the World Cup.
Can we come back? What do we have next? Do we have somebody on next? Do we have a guest next? If we don't, then I want to pull this Katie Wilson thing down because these details are worth going over.
We're scheduled to talk about a new law in place to help the working women in Washington, and I don't want to make them mad.
What? Why don't we team these ones up?
Oh, fair enough.
Why don't we team these ones up?
We're going to help. Let's dedicate one of the ladies coming up. Yeah. Dedicate this next.
I don't know how we talk about this next story. I don't feel like I'm qualified to talk about it.
Oh, I am.
Are you?
Oh, yes, my friend.
My wife would say that I'm not qualified to talk about
this. This is information you're going to need to know.
An executive order about menopause resources at work?
Yeah.
And you can speak to this?
Yes.
You feel confident you can speak to this?
Yeah.
That was a little pause.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
I'm confident.
We're going to get to it next. And Bob Ferguson posted about this. And we'll tell you all about it next, as well as Katie Wilson stuff. So stick around. We're going to be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
KIRO News Radio is honored to be the recipient of 7 regional Edward R. Murrow Awards, including Overall Excellence and Excellence in Writing.
We can't let hatred become the air we breathe. It poisons us all. Our strength is in unity.
We thank you who listen, stream, and watch every day. The driving force that pushes us to be the Northwest's trusted news source. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Hey, Jake Skorheim here. It's summertime just about, which means that I have a laundry list of exterior home improvements ready to tackle, but I got no time to do it. Fortunately, the team in the red van has me covered. Of course, I'm talking about Valentine Roofing, the pros that keep me off extension ladders and precarious positions. If your summer home improvement list has a new roof, siding, or a gutter upgrade, you owe it to your home to give Valentine Roofing a call. Once again, they've been awarded the best in the Pacific Northwest for roofing by the Seattle Times in 2025. And it really comes down to 2 things. They have the best product, which is backed by a lifetime warranty, and they have exceptional customer service, which they call the Valentine experience. That's seamless communication, meticulous cleanup, extra mile service. And right now, qualified homeowners can take advantage of $0 down with 0% financing within 6 months deferred interest when paid in full within the promotional period. Financing subject to approved credit. Call 206 Roofing to schedule your free estimate today. That's 206 Roofing.
Take me out to big trees, take me to see the leaves. Privacy screens and evergreens, you already know they have thousands of trees.
Big Trees for tree sales and transplants. Find Big Trees in Snohomish or BigTreeSupply.com.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Digging in my yard, trying to lay a pipe. I hit a water line and now I have to pay a big fine. I should have called 811.
I just can't dig it.
Dig what?
My water line.
Needs replacing?
And I don't want digging in my yard.
And maybe your driveway.
Can't dig it.
Don't dig it.
But how do you?
Apollo Plumbing replaces water lines without digging up your yard.
You're Dan.
From the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Apollo Plumbing.
Our trenchless technology replaces water and sewer lines.
Without digging up my yard?
2 little holes is all it takes.
Sounds better.
Faster, too.
And my yard?
Like we were never there.
Sounds spendy.
Not so much.
Oh?
In the end, about the same as that messy digging you don't want.
How do you figure?
Think about that landscaping you love.
Yeah?
Trenchless means you won't be paying to replace it.
Or my driveway.
We run everything underground.
Trenchless?
Do them all the time.
How about...
Easy payments?
Yeah.
With approved credit. Sure thing.
When can you get started?
We are the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Love that.
Apollo Plumbing, trenchless waterline replacement.
Sewer lines, too.
Can you dig that?
That I can.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Gradual breakers. You keep your eyes on the road, so you've seen it all. As long as it all happened directly in front of you, like a Swedish masseuse, your foot knows exactly the right amount of pressure to apply to the brake. That's why your passengers feel totally relaxed with you behind the wheel and occasionally super sleepy. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Whatever the heat index, stay cool this summer. Your local Bryant dealer can make sure your system is up to the task. Whether it's maintaining your current system or installing an energy-efficient Bryant Evolution cooling system with perfect Humidity Plus technology, your dealer will give you what you need to help your family beat the heat. Learn more and schedule an appointment with a factory-authorized dealer today at BryantNorthwest.com. That's BryantNorthwest.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Guys, it's Men's Health Month at Revive Seattle. Get a free comprehensive wellness panel. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, heart health, and more. Valued at $400. Offer ends June 30th. Call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
And good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. Today marks 1 week since the deadly chemical implosion at a paper mill in Longview. And as KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin tells us, the city is continuing to pull together to support those families of the 11 victims.
Josh Estes with the Association of Western Pulp and Paper Workers says the support has been incredible.
I know what a mill town has the ability to do, and I'm not surprised by what Longview and the surrounding communities are doing because they're an incredible community and they've been that way for generations.
He tells us a fund has been created to help each family of those who were injured or killed.
As for cleanup efforts at the mill, state and federal crews say most of the chemical spill stayed on site. Discharges to the Columbia River have now stopped. The city says Longview's drinking water is still safe. Meantime, crews have now recovered more than 2,200 dead fish in nearby waterways, but they say there is no confirmed impacts to the Columbia River. To the closing bell report now, U.S. employers posted 7.6 million job vacancies in April. Labor Department says that is up from 6.9 million in March. And ABC's Michelle Franzen says that's also better than what analysts expected.
The department's job openings and labor turnover survey, or JOLTS report, showing that layoffs fell, but so did the number of Americans quitting their jobs, a sign of confidence in their prospects.
Kent-based Blue Origin vows to fly again before the end of this year. This comes after the company's New Glenn rocket exploded on the launch pad in Florida last week. KIRO 7 TV's Dee Dee Sun reports.
In an update posted online, the Kent-based company CEO wrote that the big support tower is damaged but can be repaired instead of torn down and replaced. He also said a booster, the water tower, and the propellant farm are in good shape. Blue Origin is still investigating what caused that massive explosion last Thursday.
At the close today on Wall Street, Dow gained 228, NASDAQ up 7 points, S&P 500 up 10 points. Now to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Aaron, up at the Hood Canal Bridge, we've got big backups this afternoon approaching the bridge from both directions due to a recent closure for marine traffic. About 2-mile bumper-to-bumper backups. In Belfair, we cleared that earlier collision, northbound 3 at Flora Road. No longer any backups. Here in Seattle, North 5, scattered backups between the West Seattle Bridge and Ship Canal. 20 minutes gets you through this. South 5 is crowded coming out of Northgate in the downtown. Up to 20 minutes now from Linwood in the downtown Seattle. And over toward Bellevue, South 405, we're slow heading into and through Factoria after Coal Creek Parkway. You'll clear out. Bellevue to Renton, a 20-minute drive. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your forecast for today, sunshine and hot. Highs today in the mid-80s for many spots. Could see low 90s farther south. Right now, 81 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. Every day around this time, we talk. No, just kidding. I was going to make it. We're not going to do that.
No.
We will cover that. It's just not every day we talk about it. There's a new executive order that Bob Ferguson just signed regarding menopause and work conditions. So we'll get into that in just a few minutes. Spike's like an expert on this stuff, and I always lean on him when I don't know what any of this stuff is.
Well, buddy, you know, I've been around the track a few more times than you have. I'm a little further down the fairway, as they say.
Sure.
I'm in the back nine of life, and maybe even I'm coming up to the clubhouse.
All right. Well,
I've lived through a few things, my friend. I've been in a few bunkers. I've been in the rough.
Let me say this. I don't know if this helps. I ain't much of a golfer.
Neither am I.
Just kidding. I love golf. I understand all those analogies, and so we will get into that in just a few minutes.
Now imagine someone has set the course on fire directly in front of you.
Now imagine somebody's simultaneously telling you to speed up your game and getting mad at you for going too fast.
Right.
No, just joking. All right. We're going to talk for just a second about Katie Wilson, who she had this shelter push. Did you see this story?
Of course, yeah. Of course. It's a pillar of her campaign, one of the mainstays of her policy initiatives.
Very ambitiously, she said we want to have 500. She said we're going to have 500 emergency shelter units set up before the World Cup,
right?
Which is in 2 weeks, right?
Yes.
Okay.
500, 1,000 by the end of the year, which is a goal they're still pursuing, by the way.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. Here's what they say. They had to push for 500 before the World Cup. This is from Como News. City officials said they're excited. They're celebrating because this is her celebrating. They are about to open 75 units.
Which will bring them up to what? 75.
75, I believe. I was going to say, was there another number I didn't see?
No,
I think it's 75.
It's 75.
Okay, so goal is 500.
Yeah.
Goal is 500. They're getting excited about 75. If I had to guess, I don't know if this is the case, unless they have another opening planned every other day until World Cup opens, they probably were not going to hit that 500 target.
Not going to happen.
But this was Katie Wilson talking about they're very happy for this new site. They're very proud of this opening.
So this is the first of the kind of new sites that we've been able to identify this year that we are opening. And I'm really proud of how fast we've been able to get that going.
Proud of how fast we've been able to get that going.
Mm-hmm.
Using a lot of words like proud and fast.
Yeah.
Now, again, they set this goal for 500. Now, why did they set a goal for 500 if they're not going to hit it?
Same reason Kennedy said we're going to the moon. Didn't know how they were going to do it, but they gave themselves a mission, gave themselves a goal, inspired the team.
I don't know if that's a fair analogy. It's quite a bit more complicated to go send people to the moon if you've never been there. We've built low-income shelter housing units before.
Well,
I guess it's not rocket science.
I'm not comparing them.
It's literally the easiest.
That's fair.
Yeah. They are made on pallets of wood, so it's not exactly the same thing.
You aim further than you expect them to get because you give them a longer vision. You give them a long-term, lofty goal.
This is
it's dream building.
Yeah, because all of those villages turn into just dreamscapes.
Yeah.
Katie Wilson says, unfortunately, we're not going to hit that goal.
We're not going to get 500 by the World Cup, but we always knew that was a very ambitious goal.
Are you disappointed that you can't get to the 500? And is there a reason why? Because I know you fast-tracked it with legislation.
Like we set a very ambitious goal, and again, I think we were really successful in kind of lighting that fire that got everyone moving.
She's saying words that sound positive. We were ambitious. We
Said
were
it multiple times.
Really successful.
Yeah.
Lit the fire.
Yeah.
Ironically, a lot of fires are lit in these communities. Lit the fire. All these things that sound very positive. Mm-hmm. They're less than a fifth of the way there where they want to be, and now they've readjusted the goal. So they said they want to have 500 by World Cup.
Right.
Now they're saying they want 300 by the end of summer.
Because they were pushing so hard. They may attain a number of 300 by the end of the summer.
We want half the amount in twice the time.
Yeah.
Is that a success?
For this city, kind of. Sorry, you set me up so well. I've got a new term I'm coining here today.
Mm-hmm.
Scambition.
Okay.
Right?
I like it.
That's where you use...
Explain scambition.
You use this, man, we're gonna reach for the stars. We're going to have 500 by... And they know there's no way.
Mm-hmm.
But they use that dream of a number, that lofty goal, that ambitious target.
It's like when Sound Transit says, we'll build you a light rail system for $53 billion.
And it'll go from Everett to Tacoma and up into West Seattle and Ballard, and someday we'll go across the lake.
Everyone will have access to it, and it will be done in just a few years.
And it'll cure all of our transportation problems.
And then they say, actually, it's not going to be done for decades and decades, and it's going to be 4 times the cost.
Yes.
And we actually won't give you a train. But beyond that, it's going to be great.
Great.
It's going to be really great. Why do people trust politicians to do anything?
Well, you always campaign in,
platitudes.
Yeah, you always do. You always aim high and you give lofty goals and you set a high-reaching agendas, like going to the moon.
But people know. That's the thing, though.
We're a cynical voting base. Yeah, we know.
Because people do know. They're not as cynical as they should be in Seattle because they keep approving these things and voting for these things and self-taxing for these things, and they never get these things, but they keep approving them. Founder of nonprofit We Heart Seattle, Andrea Suarez, she's a good friend of the show. She talked about this.
Practical person.
Ambitious, successful, fire-lighting goal that Katie Wilson had.
The mayor's promise of 500 units was aggressive. Treatment first. Find the people that want to get off the street and actually want more from themselves than living in a place intended for a lawnmower.
That's a good soundbite. Find people who want more than themselves than living in a place that's intended for a lawnmower. Of course, she's talking about the
sheds, the tiny houses.
The tiny house sheds, which we've seen videos. Andrew Suarez, We Heart Seattle, they have posted harrowing, nightmarish videos from inside these tiny homes.
Yeah.
The drugs that are happening, the filth, the rats, the way that people are living their lives, the death.
Yeah.
The drug dealing that's happening in designated tents. Not tents, little tiny homes.
The targeting of tiny home communities residents by drug dealers because they know when the checks come out and they know it's a target-rich environment. Yes. An audience with a problem.
And then,
the number of tiny house units opened yesterday.
75.
It undermines the mayor's ambitious goals, the fire that she's lit. Mm-hmm. And they come with wraparound services, but that kind of also keeps playing the same tune. These services are available, and that's great. We often talk about solving this problem is going to take a multifaceted, hybrid approach to what you're doing for this community of those experiencing homelessness.
Drug addicts.
Yeah, drug addicts and those with mental ill health issues.
Yeah. But the people who are just out there
and these
because they can't afford a
services,
house is like less than 10%.
Wraparound services are going to include, drug treatment services, optional, available, mental health services,
but not required.
Available. That's it.
But not required.
Not required.
Yeah, I think they should require them.
It's I've come along to that point of view, but having been 35 years in recovery now, people got to be ready when they're ready. You can't force somebody to be ready, and I understand. Maybe it is a matter of jail or clean, your choice. That's the options we're going to give you.
It's
a tough.
I understand what you're saying completely, and where I come down on this is I understand that people may arrive. They may not. They may arrive at a point where they decide it's time to get clean, I want a better life for myself. Yeah. The problem is when you're inhibiting somebody else's life through your bad choices. That's where I think that's where the city can step in and say, hey, you know what? If you want to go do horrible things to yourself, you're a grown human. We don't think it's good for you, but please don't do it in front of schools. Please don't do it in front of these places. You can't do it on public sidewalks and streets, which now they've basically legalized.
And please don't do it where other people are trying to better their lives by being in a tiny house community.
I think you can say to those people, if you're endangering others by doing stupid things to yourself, then we do have the ability to step in and force you to see the light before you naturally would see the light.
Yeah.
And give them an opportunity. You can either go to jail or you can get clean and you can go to this facility, which then cleans you up. And then hopefully, instead of giving you needles, they then give you a real hope for the future and a possible job and a way to support yourself so you're not living like a rat.
Yeah, the tools to better your life.
The tools.
There's a saying in recovery, it's attraction rather than promotion. And they want people to see what clean living can do. Mm-hmm. But that's just hasn't borne out to be the reality of the situation. If you get a drug addict into a tiny house community, he doesn't see all those other people that are happy and healthy and getting better. They just keep feeding their addiction.
And the timeline too, they've done it for enough now. This approach where they say like, hey, you know what? Why don't we take a step back and just let's have a very low barrier entry system where everybody can do what they want. They've had it for decades and it has not borne out and the problem keeps getting worse. So now that we have all the data that shows that it doesn't help, why don't we shift back to the mode that we had magically before they tried that, when you actually could see a decrease in homelessness, when people were arrested for doing illegal things. We have laws for a reason.
We do.
If we're not following them, then we're not a country of laws.
Charlie Harger wrote a great piece a couple weeks ago about San Francisco's mayor's new approach to the homelessness.
Who's arresting for illegal things.
Who requires sobriety to take part in federal or state-provided services.
Yeah.
It's a great read, and it's shown incredible results.
Yeah, it's actually working.
It's not just a theory anymore.
Yep, they should try it. Because it's been tried and it works. It's proven to work.
Can we talk about the ladies next? Can we push that to the next break? Because we're running out of time.
Heck yeah. Yeah. You want to talk about menopause?
We promised them, and I don't want to not
Let's
come
give the
through.
people what they want.
Okay.
And the people want menopause. Coming up next.
They want help.
We'll be right back.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Hey, Spike O'Neill for Ageless Living. You know, I told you that my aunt had surgery recently, and she came home the next day, as often the case. We just weren't sure as a family if we were equipped or ready to give the kind of care that my aunt needed and deserved. So we called Ageless Living and asked about respite care. That's short-term stays at Ageless Living for 2 days, 2 weeks, whatever it takes. 24/7 expert medical attention, all the amenities of an Ageless Living community, and the peace of mind our family needed and my aunt deserved. Go to agelessliving.com/spike and schedule a visit today or speak to them about respite care. It might be just the answer you're looking for. It's agelessliving.com/spike.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
Hey, it's John Curley with my friend Bob Stelton. And Bob, just like me, you had a hip problem. You were recommended surgery. Why did you go see Dr. Wagner first?
I was walking around at about an 8 pain level. I couldn't walk that far before the pain would kick in, and it was impacting my workouts and just really impacting my day-to-day stuff.
So you had stem cell on your hip. How does it feel now?
I can do a lot of things I could not do prior to this procedure, and I feel like I've gotten back to being who I was prior to the injuries, which was somebody who's very active, loves being out there outside when the weather's great, being on the motorcycle, sparring in jiu-jitsu, working out. I can do all of those things now. And I've had friends that have gone to see Dr. Wagner. They had the same experience, whether they were dealing with a hip, a knee, an elbow, a shoulder. Everybody walking out of there feels like, why didn't I do this sooner?
Before you choose surgery, do what Bob and I did. Go see Dr. Mark Wagner first. drmarkwagnermd.com. drmarkwagnermd.com.
When the heat's in 11,
cool AC would be heaven.
dayandnight.net. Stay cool this summer with a new AC or heat pump from Day and Night. And with installation, you'll get a free furnace.
Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. Call us about installing a high-efficiency cooling system or servicing your existing one so you're cool when you need it.
Get a new AC or heat pump now from Day and Night to stay cool this summer. Plus, with installation, you'll get a free furnace. dayandnight.net.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Whatever the heat index, stay cool this summer. Your local Bryant dealer can make sure your system is up to the task. Whether it's maintaining your current system or installing an energy-efficient Bryant Evolution cooling system with perfect Humidity Plus technology, your dealer will give you what you need to help your family beat the heat. Learn more and schedule an appointment with a factory-authorized dealer today at BryantNorthwest.com. That's BryantNorthwest.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
G. Scott here. Safeway wants you to know SunBucks gives qualifying families $120 per child for summer groceries. Some families are signed up automatically. Others need to apply. Find out if you should apply at freesummermeals.org.
At Madrona Financial and CPAs, we believe there are 7 steps that must be taken in preparation for a successful retirement. Retirement needs more than just a basic income plan. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
All right, welcome back to the show. I'm excited about this segment because I don't know a ton about the topic. Spike is you've studied this medically.
Well, firsthand, I've lived through this. So we're talking about menopause and
a new executive order.
New executive order from Governor Ferguson.
Yeah.
And this is for
this is what this is. I'll tell you what this is for. This is what he's doing when he's not responding to requests for debate with
okay.
Jim Walsh.
Yeah. Okay.
But go ahead.
Governor Ferguson signed an executive order directing state agencies to develop and adopt standard workplace accommodations for employees experiencing perimenopause and menopause.
Mm-hmm.
This is a life. Well, I'm trying to find the kindest way to put this.
It's just a time in a woman's
stage of life that every woman goes through. A stage of life. Your body changes. You stop menstruating. But there's a long period that builds up to it, and I
had never heard of perimenopause.
It can be a couple of years. It can be 7 years for some people I've met.
7 years?
Some people I've met live through
That's
the
a biblical time period.
It's a tough period for women, and they go through physical changes, emotional changes, psychological effects. Your body overheats.
Oh.
I mention that because one of the combinations that the state is looking to make is things that help
AC units?
Temperature at workplaces.
Really?
Absolutely. I mean, you and I.
Now, these are not private businesses. They can't force private businesses.
Exactly. Yeah. This new executive
drop
order
the thermostat
does not. But the governor has. There's called the. Let me make sure I get the name of this right because I don't want to.
Is this the menopause agency? That's not what it is.
No, it's the Women's Commission. The governor has a Women's Commission, a cabinet agency focused on women and girls. Studying policies and procedures across workplaces in the state of Washington, trying to come up with a uniformed policy and a uniform set of
That's not fair.
Guidelines.
It's not fair to women. It's everybody's different. It's not fair. Some people like it warmer and some people like it cooler. Well, my wife keeps the house at 75.
Temperature's the least of our issues here, buddy.
Let me ask you a question.
It allows for additional sick leave.
Let me ask you this question. Are we worried about the effects on the climate? If we're doing all this AC, I've been told reliably that turning up the AC is bad for the environment.
Okay, fair.
So is he saying that he hates the environment or does he love women? Can we have both?
I think he can have both. I think he better have both or he's
in trouble.
He's not getting out of that room
You better
alive.
sign that executive order.
There's a lovely photo of the governor signing this executive order in front of a whole room full of working Washington women.
Yeah, very happy.
How can I say this kindly?
Well, you can, but I certainly wouldn't.
I'm surprised to see so many smiling faces. I imagine a room full of women facing menopause or perimenopause would not be this happy.
Because they feel like the work condition, maybe it's too hot in there?
People don't recognize the struggle that women go through, at least from an employer's perspective, from a state agency perspective and a private employer's perspective.
Mm-hmm. Well, not private. This doesn't affect private employers.
But I'm saying they don't understand this from either pool that you're in, whether it's state employees or private employees. There are accommodations for citizens with disabilities, right? But menopause is not recognized as a disability, even though it's a reality that every woman goes through.
As a disability?
Yes.
Why?
Because it affects people's psyche, health,
You're saying
ability
that they're not
to work.
psychologically. What are you saying?
Something changes. God, why are you trying to do this?
Because it's
fun.
fun.
Are you doing this to me?
What are you saying about these women?
Because they're
going through a natural change. You're saying they're not psychologically dependable?
It's very unpleasant.
That's not nice.
I'm saying it affects them. I'm saying we should respect and accommodate the effects that this life change has on half the workforce.
Let me ask you this question. They haven't had this until now.
Right.
Has it been a problem up until now?
Absolutely. Sure it has. Why else would they why would they address this? They make her dress. Sorry about that slip. No, it's obviously been a problem because women have been dealing with this for time memoriam.
It's obviously been a problem, or is it just a thing that everybody who's a woman goes through, and then that's okay?
Well, you know the old saying:
there's things that men go through too.
If guys gave birth control and maternal life or paternal, it'd be on the government's dime, and you get 12 weeks leave if guys got pregnant. Well, but since women do it, and guys have made the rules now.
Guys get all that now.
We're evolving, yeah. But wasn't the case until
fully
recently.
Evolving, but they get all that same stuff now. So you're saying that guys go through the same hardships that women go through during birth?
I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying if guys went through anywhere near what women went through, you'd get 12 weeks off.
Explain to me this.
It'd be covered by the state.
Explain to me this, because you know this and I don't know this.
Sure. Go ahead.
Menopause, perimenopause. Every other commercial I see on TV now is about perimenopause.
Right.
Parent.
Menopause is when you have stopped the cycle of life.
Parent or parent?
Peri.
There's nothing to do with birds.
Nothing to do with birds.
Okay.
You are new at this, aren't you? I love you. Perimenopause.
Perimenopause.
That's the period leading up to the final termination of your cycle, women's reproductive cycles.
It just makes me uncomfortable talking about it. I feel like I should just ask
my
wife.
One of the reasons it's never been talked about.
This.
Yeah, because guys get squeamish. We get a little, But ladies, you
Ferguson
deserve respect and recognition for what every woman goes through at some point in their life. And the fact that it affects your ability to work, the environment which you can work. The state has signed an executive order taking a look at all agency employees to get the kind of benefits that you deserve.
I don't want to. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I have other thoughts.
Well, that's fine. That's great. That's cool. That's why we have this show.
Interesting. Very interesting times.
Yeah.
All right. We got a lot more coming up. A bunch of whales are dying. Did you guys see the story? A bunch of whales are dying?
In almost record numbers, yeah.
We
know
have
why, too, by the way.
We have that, and we have... It's not related to perimenopause?
Ironically enough, it kind of is.
Is it the same thing?
It kind of is.
We have a lot more coming up. So stick around. We're going to be right back.
KIRO News Radio, winner of 7 regional Edward R. Murrow Awards. Breaking news coverage, best newscast, excellence in writing, investigative reporting, sports reporting, hard news. Capped with a prestigious prize for overall excellence. And we thank you, our audience across the Pacific Northwest. You are the reason we strive to be the Northwest's trusted news source. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Insulation rebates from PSE are at historic highs. American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $3 million in PSE insulation rebates last year, more than any contractor in Washington. Homeowners, business owners, and PSE trust American Crawl Space and Pest Services. Was your home built before 1990? Visit AmericanCrawl.com to see how much you can save on replacing your insulation.
American Crawl, the heroes you crawl.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But if you're looking for a truly golden view, look no further than the seats on the first baseline, a.k.a. Trident Town. Post up behind the Mariners dugout, and you get a great view of Logan Gilbert, Brian Wu, and our entire rotation at work.
Swing and a miss! Fastball upstairs, blew it by him, strike three.
Not to mention the best view of the best home run celebration in baseball. When the Trident goes up, you know a party's going down.
It is gone! Julio!
Mariners baseball. Trident's up.
Be here for this week's interleague matchup at T-Mobile Park as Julio and the Mariners square off against Juan Soto and the New York Mets. The series continues tonight at 6:40 and wraps up with a special midweek matinee tomorrow afternoon at 12:40. Get your tickets and check out the upcoming schedule at mariners.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The war with Iran now stretching into another month. Today, Secretary of State Marco Rubio fielding questions from Senate lawmakers about the Trump administration's strategy. Here's ABC's Jay O'Brien.
He said that a deal with Iran is predicated on Iran agreeing to open the Strait of Hormuz. And he said that would be the first step to any kind of a deal. But Iran has shown no willingness to do that. But he said only if Iran would agree to do that when they move to a second phase of talks, which would then focus on denuclearizing Iran and eliminating any nuclear capabilities it has, and also taking out any enriched uranium from Iran and disposing of it.
U.S. employers posted 7.6 million job vacancies in April, according to the Labor Department. That's up from 6.9 million in March, and better than expected, though, what analysts expected. Severe storms once again targeting the nation's midsection and parts of the South today, packed with damaging winds, large hail, and the threat of tornadoes. This is ABC News. Outside Philadelphia, veterinarians helping document evidence of alleged animal abuse after more than 50 birds were rescued from a suspected cockfighting operation in Chester, Pennsylvania. ABC's John Paul says police have also made 24 arrests.
It's okay, honey. It's okay.
Our cameras are rolling as state and local police, along with the SPCA, raided a warehouse. Inside, police say they interrupted a cockfight in progress.
There was food set up, drink set up.
Nicole Wilson is the director of animal law enforcement for the SPCA. She says this was a complex operation involving 25 people from as far away as New York. They say they found 52 live chickens and 3 that had already died from fighting.
Millions of residents from the south to the northern plains are bracing for severe storms today, packed with damaging winds, large hail, and possible tornado outbreaks. I'm Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Coming up, details on a drive-by shooting through the heart of downtown Seattle. That's after Nate Conrad at the real-time traffic desk.
Thank you, Aaron. Harborstone Credit Union has the update. Let's start you in Bellevue. Eastbound 520 and 140 of 3 right lanes are blocked while fire crews, that is, extinguish a car fire. Only the left lane is open, so you're bumper to bumper starting at 405. South 405 through Bellevue, stop and go, heading through Factoria all the way to the Renton Landing. Bellevue to Renton, about a 20-minute drive. North 405, pretty thick through the Renton S-curves. Here in Seattle, North 5, we've got those scattered backups between the West Seattle Bridge and Ship Canal. Going on 25 minutes now to get through downtown. South 5 has improved from our last report. Still a little crowded from about Northeast 50th to the Convention Center. And we're looking at brief backups down to the First Avenue South Bridge from a recent marine crossing. Earn up to $30 per month just for using your Harborstone P&W Cashback debit card. Open your free checking account online today, harborstone.com/cash. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Washington State Patrol now looking for witnesses after a drive-by shooting on I-5 in Seattle. Trooper Rick Johnson says a black Mercedes SUV was hit around 2:50 this morning on southbound I-5 near the convention center.
They heard a loud noise and felt an impact, and then discovered that their vehicle had been struck by gunfire.
That bullet hit the right rear door. The driver was not hurt. An Arlington police officer now back behind bars. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports 41-year-old Dustin Bartlett was arrested at his Camino Island home on Friday, his second arrest in as many weeks.
Dustin Bartlett's girlfriend turned him in May. The veteran Arlington police officer facing 10 counts now of possessing images of child sex abuse. The Everett Herald reports Bartlett was arrested again on Friday for violating a protection order. Neighbors telling KIRO 7 TV they called 911 fearing for the girlfriend's safety.
Yeah, very brave. I give her a lot of credit for being strong enough to do that.
Bartlett was once named Officer of the Year in Arlington. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Seahawks are locking down one of their key pieces on defense. Edge rusher Derek Hall is reportedly signing a 3-year extension. Keeps him in Seattle through 2029. 710 Seattle Sports host Mike Salk loves the deal.
Good on him and good on the Seahawks for getting that done. That is a tremendous opportunity for them now to go do whatever else they need to do over the next couple of years, because you've got one guy set in stone on that edge.
ESPN reports this is a $42 million extension for Hall, including $21 million guaranteed. And the man who put Seattle Opera on the world stage has died. Spade Jenkins led the company for 31 years. He became famous for his groundbreaking productions of Wagner's Ring Cycle. Jenkins passed away Saturday at the age of 89. To your forecast now, hottest day of the year thus far. Sunny skies, highs in the mid to upper 80s. Right now, 81 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
All right, welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, 1 hour to go. Just one, not multiple 1 hours, just 1 hour to go. I've been reading a lot of these text messages, which we try to do as much as we can. We're going to answer some of these, and we're going to read some of these at the end of this hour. It's a ton of fun. You can still get some of these in. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476. Last segment, Spike, we hit a hot-button issue. This is a red-hot issue. People are talking about it.
Half the audience lives through this. Well, no, more than half. Because every guy that's with a woman in a relationship that goes through this lives it too.
You're right. Some would say it's tougher on them. I wouldn't say that.
Here you go, buddy. What do the texters have to say, Jake?
That's what they're saying.
On the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line.
What these texters are saying is crazy, and I would never say it. But I'll read it. I'll read what they're saying.
You ever talk to a soldier who's been through battles, through war, PTSD?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perimenopause. What does PTSD stand for? Just kidding.
Post-menopause stress disorder. It works. You have to change any letters on the towels or anything.
It's pretty close. It's pretty close. You're off one letter. It's pretty close.
BPSM.
Somebody from 808, which is Hawaii. I used to live in Hawaii. Tough place to go through menopause because this is a lot warmer there. But they say there's a lot of menopausal women out here right now that don't think you're very funny, Jake. That's from 808.
We weren't trying to be funny.
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to make jokes. And I would say to this woman, then if she doesn't think I'm very funny right now, like give it a couple weeks. I don't know what, let's see, who else said here? This guy. He's, not this guy. This is from Taylor. She says, I'm currently going through perimenopause. I just can't get that. I feel like that's a new term. Yeah. I heard about menopause growing up because I had a mother. Yeah. I still do. But she's very young looking. And I'm not trying to say that she's old, but you guess my age. This is a time in her life that she's already experienced. Spoiler alert. I hope I'm not, saying anything I shouldn't. but I'd never heard of perimenopause before. I feel like that's a recent development. Has that been when?
Yeah, that's been an issue for a while.
Well, honest question though.
Yeah.
When did you learn about it?
The minute it affected my wife.
Was it in recent? I'm not asking about your wife.
No, I appreciate the privacy and the respect.
No, but it's on
shown,
TV all the time now.
Yeah.
On TV all the time. That's all I see. And now maybe they've like cookied us and they understand the television shows that we're watching. Like, you must be an older middle-aged woman, so you're going through this.
It's funny. That's a great question. I'll tell you why.
My wife watches a lot of Real Housewives, so we get a lot of perimenopause ads.
I think we take for granted how long this was a patriarchal society in every aspect.
I mean, I just asked when you learned about it, and then you just need to say, like, you don't need to denigrate men.
Men?
Who signed this executive order, Spike?
A guy who felt he had to.
Okay. A guy.
That was big of him.
Did Christine Gregoire sign this executive order?
Great example. No, because just a generation ago.
Because they didn't have it back then.
This didn't get the attention.
Joking, obviously.
It deserved it a generation ago.
So you learned about it
15, 20 years ago.
You had heard the term perimenopause?
Yeah.
I felt like that was
Buddy,
just a new thing.
I'm a guy who raised women, lived with my mother-in-law and my wife and my kids. And the dog was a female in my
Tom
house.
says, Jake, before you step in something you can't get off your shoe, listen to Spike. It's real, and most of the women that I know just have to suck it up, and it's not a good thing. That's from Tom.
Did anybody get the impression you weren't serious about the last topic? You weren't genuine?
No, I wasn't. You know what? I wasn't saying a lot about it because I don't know about it. Amy says I was smart to stay quiet, and she sent a laughing emoji. Thank you, Amy. That's very kind of you. I think that's very nice. And then just a lot of comments. We're getting a lot of comments on this. But people are saying, thank God it's being talked about, because there's nothing people love talking about more than them
health issues.
Menopause and
menopause.
Can't get it. Perimenopause.
Yeah, it's easy.
All right.
Once you say it a couple 10,000 times at home, you're gonna get used to saying it.
Once somebody yells it at you so many times. Let's get into other topics.
Sure.
Should we discuss other things?
Absolutely.
Let's do that.
Sure.
I think there's other problems that we can solve. We can't solve menopause.
No.
That's not my responsibility, and it's not yours, Spike.
First step of fixing a problem is acknowledging that you have one. Right?
You know what? I'll be honest. I've been married long enough to know that I'm not supposed to solve every problem. Sometimes I just sit there and listen. So when somebody wants to talk about perimenopause, I just go, huh. And then I move on. And I've solved all the problems by not trying to solve it. Right?
You're wise beyond your years.
Am I
brother.
right?
You're absolutely right.
Is there a version where Bob Ferguson actually stepped in something here because he's trying to solve something? They're like, hey, get out of here, dude. You don't need to be solving this problem.
No.
What are you thinking?
No. I think Ferguson he's winning on all fronts on this issue.
Really?
Yep.
This might be the only issue. This is his way of avoiding talking about the income tax? He goes,
absolutely.
Listen, I know I took away your right to have a say on the income tax, which I instituted, but did you see what I've done for menopause?
You knew it wasn't at the signing?
Anybody who...
Jim Walsh?
That's right. Well, Jim Walsh is a man, so he doesn't need to be at that signing.
There's a couple guys in the back. This one here could be Jim Walsh. Maybe I'm wrong. Hold on.
No, I don't think it's Jim Walsh.
Crew cut.
No.
Short sleeve shirt. You sure?
That is not a fella.
No, this guy.
What do you...
Not her.
Yeah, that's not a fella.
Him.
Nope.
Him.
Listen, I don't want to judge. Let's get into some other things here. Please. The bathrooms. Can we talk about those expensive bathrooms? We talked about this a little earlier.
Yeah, you bet.
They've been vandalized. They've been fixed, which you pointed out.
Yep.
You said you're very glad about that. Throne Labs that the city is partnering with on these 4 bathrooms. $500,000 for these 4. Very nice. I will give them this. Very fancy.
Yeah, they're top shelf.
I have never relieved myself in a facility such as this. I would feel... I haven't. And if I did, I would be telling you all about it. And
wait a minute. No, you told me you went to a wedding one time where it was a really nice wedding and they brought in one of these portable on the back of a trailer.
Wasn't this nice?
Wasn't this nice, really?
Wasn't this nice? And we were there celebrating love and it still wasn't this nice.
Wow. We had a swim meet one time when the pool house was being rebuilt. And we had a swim meet.
People don't know this. Spike has a pool house.
I live in a community with a community pool.
Yeah.
We are club members.
Oh, really?
But yeah,
fancy.
Very fancy. I'm surprised you weren't invited. There was a point where the clubhouse was being renovated and rebuilt one season, the whole season without. And so since
that was very difficult for you guys.
It was difficult.
That the clubhouse wasn't available.
It was harder on the guy balancing the pH in the pool.
And my wife was going through perimenopause at the time. It was a
needed
very
that
difficult
water.
time in my life.
She needed that cold water. We brought in one of these, on a trailer, rest facilities.
Yeah, a bathroom.
Yeah, but they didn't drop a couple porta potties in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Because it was a swim club.
Sure.
They brought in one of these of this level of comfort.
But you guys are a private club.
Yeah, we are.
And it's fancy.
Yeah, it is.
And you want to make sure that you are up to a standard.
A membership has its privileges. You're paying for stuff. Yeah.
Now, this is the city of Seattle. These are tax dollars. I have no problem with private dollars being spent on nice things. We all understand that.
That's fair. And your argument that we could have gone a lot further with a lot less money.
I mean,
and relieving the city's need for utilities there.
You could have gotten 100 times the bathrooms for 1/4 of the cost, which I think.
Yeah, you ran the numbers. I love when you run the numbers.
I mean, I think that would have. I think that would have penciled out. I think that would have been a good idea.
Yeah.
But they decided to go a different way.
Yeah.
And they went with 4 bathrooms that have automatic lavender that gets sprayed in your face every time you go to the bathroom.
Elsewhere, but yeah, go on.
10-minute limits on these bathrooms.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
10-minute
limit?
I love it.
You love the limit.
I do love the limit because otherwise somebody gets in there and let's just take a break from walking around. Let's be comfortable. Let's squat in this thing, no pun intended.
I would like you to put yourself in somebody else's shoes for a moment. Maybe a set of heels. I don't know.
Sure.
You're experiencing perimenopause.
Okay.
You want to use one of these restrooms.
Sure.
There's a 10-minute timer on that bathroom, and it's just not enough time. Is that fair?
Yes,
to
it
the
is.
women
Yes.
who are suffering through perimenopause?
Yes, it is. It's not
10 minutes is not long.
It's not intestinal.
Do you know that?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Yeah, I can say that.
There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that people go through.
I think it's going to make a horrible Cinco de Mayo joke.
What if you have a little button that you can hit on the app? Because you do have to reserve one of these things. You have to let yourself in with an app or with a credit card. I think they should put a separate button that should say, I'm currently experiencing X, Y, and Z.
Discomfort.
And it could say one of them could be perimenopause.
Sure.
Maybe that's like what would the amount of time be that you would add on for something like that?
You want to extend your time in the room?
Yeah, like maybe an extra 5, 10.
I think 10's is the far outside stretch. That gives you a 20-minute break in there.
20-minute break.
You need more than 20 minutes in the bathroom. You need more.
Are
than
they
a
cooled
bathroom.
down? Are they cool? Are they AC accessible?
Yes.
They are? Well,
Yes.
then I think that's necessary if somebody's suffering from something like
You don't
menopause.
think a 10-minute cool down would help alleviate the situation?
Listen, I don't want to limit people.
Well, what if
they
there's 10 women in line who are all suffering from the same overheating?
Well, that's a Ferguson and
well, that's why
Wilson
that's why they're
problem.
capped at 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because if there's people in line, I think 10 minutes is a fine time limit.
Okay, 10 minutes you think is okay. 10 minutes. What do you think about the fact that you have to show an ID to get into one of these bathrooms?
I think it eliminates the possibility of vandalism from inside. I mean, it's one thing to break a window, and you're right. We all knew this was going to be vandalized at some point because of the
I
element
hadn't
that
even
is-
thought of that. I hope that person who vandalized showed their ID before they did it.
They didn't. They broke the window from outside. It didn't open to them. It wasn't. They weren't given access.
That makes me sick.
Are you just trying today? But why?
Yeah, I'm just messing with you.
Okay. I love
These
that you
toilets
asked.
are so dumb. What a dumb
toilets are
thing.
great.
These are dumb.
These are the
Anybody who
greatest.
thinks these are great are interesting to me. I'm not going to call them dumb. That's not
Okay,
nice.
Fair enough.
That's
It's a
lot
unique
of money.
perspective I've got.
It's a
That's
unique perspective you've
Yeah,
got.
you
You
go.
want to switch over to the light rail? Let's.
Sure. Yeah. Let's do that.
Ballard residents. These poor residents in Ballard.
Yeah, they're getting short.
Shafted.
Short tracked. Yeah.
Short tracked.
Yeah, yeah.
Tracted. Short tracked.
There you go.
Because it's a train track.
Yes,
You're right.
right.
They've been paying into this system for 3 different iterations of this. They had what was it? It was, what did they originally call it? And was it Smart something or Move, Sound Move?
I don't
What
know.
did they call it back in the 1990s?
I was here too. I wasn't paying attention.
They called it something in the 1990s. It was something. Anyway, the point is they had something in the 1990s. I think it was 96 when they passed it. And then they passed another one in 2008. Is that right?
I think that sounds about right.
Then they passed another one in 2016, which ended up being ST3, which was $53 billion. And the whole time they've been telling these Ballard residents, it's just, if you just give us a little bit more money, just a little bit more, a little bit
It's
more.
coming. It takes time.
It's coming. It's going to get there.
Doing it right takes time. Yeah.
Yes. And then now they have told them, unfortunately, guys, we have no money for this train. And then the people in Ballard are like, well, guys, we voted for this like by 90%. We're very favorable for these trains. We gave you our money for 3 decades. We've given you our money to the tune of $25,000 for somebody who has lived there since the original promise was made. And yet now the city is saying we cannot fulfill that promise. And residents in Ballard, they're not happy about it. They're feeling like this is kind of a bait and switch.
I feel like it's a bait and switch, you know? Where's my refund? I want my money back. I want cheaper car tabs.
Legit question. Should Sound Transit write a check to these people?
Oh, should they? Yes. Will they? No. It's never going to happen. We know that there's no. You mentioned earlier they're already in the hole.
You got
Don't
a
have money
better
for
likelihood
refunds.
of a train getting there than a check. And That's not happening.
You know, and it's funny. It's not just the fact that they've been taxation without representation. I mean, that you're right there, and that alone is disgusting.
Disgusting.
They've planned.
It disgusts me.
They've planned this community now. All the recent development in Ballard. Okay, all the multi-family, multi-unit, high-rise facilities that don't have parking structures factored into the resident count is because they were counting on light rail and transit coming to this community. So this community
They were promised.
They've forever changed the dynamic, the structure of this community with regard to parking required to build. Because when you build a house, you have to put enough parking
Eminent
spaces
domain.
in.
You buy all these places.
Yes.
And I was right. Sound move, 1996.
Sound move, okay.
Sound move. Think about this. Here's a scary stat. This is not in the article, but if you guys want to read about this, you can at mynorthwest.com. Because I asked the question, should they refund people in Ballard? Somebody who has lived in Ballard the whole time, let's say they're of voting age. When they vote for they vote for the very first time, they can vote in 1996.
Okay.
That person likely, right now, has... Think about this. They vote for something in 1996.
They're 50 years old now.
50 years old. Yeah. They've likely experienced perimenopause before the train even arrived.
The ladies, yeah.
The ladies.
Yeah. Well, the men have gone through it as well because we're all in this together.
We're all in this together. And then also menopause, which is the finality of the perimenopause.
Yeah, you're kidding it. Perimenopause.
Perimenopause. They're getting that before, getting it like they're catching it. They're experiencing that before the train arrives. So
and the train ain't coming.
And tell you what, you think they're angry before. They're going to be real angry now, and you should give them their money back because that train's not arriving. And you're taking their money, and you should give them their money. That's what I think. I don't mind saying it.
No, it's the decent thing to do. It's the right thing to do. But it ain't going to happen.
Taxation without representation. Imagine if somebody came into you. Imagine you're building a house, and they said the builder comes to you and says, all right, if you give me just a ton of money, I'm going to build you this beautiful house. It's just dreams are going to come true. You're going to love it.
Yeah.
And then they come back to you 10 years later, and they say, hey, egg on our face. It's going to be a little bit more expensive.
Not going to have any of that. When we talked about plumbing in that original bid,
Yep.
It's going to be a great house, but it's not going to be any plumbing.
And if you want windows too, and a roof.
Sorry.
And then they come back, you say, okay, well, I'll give you more money. I understand. Planning things happen, construction costs
go up. Sure, you want to pay the crew. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And then they come back to you again. They say, we hate doing this. We hate it.
Yeah.
You know the drill, but we hate it, but you know the drill, and now we need more money. And then you one more time, you say in good faith and earnestly, you say, take my money.
Yeah.
Because I want that house.
Yeah, because I'm in it now, and if I don't keep paying in, I've blown all this money.
Then I'll lose it all.
Right.
They call that pot committed.
Yeah.
In gambling, if you are a gambler.
Yep.
And so now you've invested all of this money. And then they come back to you and they say, hey, we just had a board meeting. This is very exciting news.
Yeah,
we're not going to give you what we promised.
Yeah, we're going to keep building, but we're not going to get the plumbing.
We're also going to keep taxing you.
Yeah. Gonna keep charging you.
That's embarrassing. We're going to keep taking your money. So if you could just keep signing those checks, and we're going to keep expecting you to come to us and deliver us those taxes.
Okay, well,
every year.
You asked this question a couple weeks ago when the Ballard future came into question.
Is it related to menopause?
No.
No. Okay.
You asked the question: should they stop collecting this tax? Maybe they can't afford to give you a refund.
Yeah.
But can they stop taxing?
They can at least stop robbing you.
Yes.
It's kind of robbery when you think about it. It is kind of robbery.
If they know it's never coming and they keep charging something they know they're going to deliver, yeah, that's fraud.
Why wouldn't the Washington AG go after them? Who does he represent? Does he represent
citizens of Washington?
Citizens of Washington.
Does, yeah.
Now imagine you have
he also represents the agencies of Washington. He works as their attorney as well.
There's a slight conflict of interest there. Yeah.
That genuinely is. Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. I think in this case, it would be smart. He's never going to do that, obviously. No. But I think it would be smart, and I think it would show a lot of character, a lot of pluck, if Nick Brown went after Sound Transit and he said, listen, you can't keep screwing these people over.
Yeah.
These are my friends, these people.
At least stop.
Yes. At least stop taking their money.
At least stop.
You can't keep taking their money.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
It
Who
is.
asked that? You asked it?
You did.
I did?
This was you 2 weeks ago. Can you at least stop robbing me?
At least stop robbing me. It's like a train robbery. Like an old-fashioned train robbery, except in this case, you don't even get on a train. It's the opposite. It's the exact opposite of an old-fashioned train robbery.
An old-fashioned train station robbery.
Yes, 100%. Except in this case, it's the train robbing you. You're not even on it.
Oh.
And then you're sitting there. Half the population's got menopause. That doesn't make it easier.
Are you trying to get in trouble when you go home?
No. Yeah.
Texters are asking.
My wife's going to ask me, what'd you talk about on the show today?
Nothing.
Trains. Mostly just trains.
Can I throw you a bone here?
Yeah.
Can we talk about why the gray whales are dying?
Sure.
Can we just, There's a.
Why is Todd Needhamclaw saying fire this guy? He's saying fire this guy. Offensive men. I'm not making up
which
jokes.
Guy? You? He's firing you?
He said fire this guy. Offensive jokes.
He means Nick Brown.
This is not jokes about menopause. Nobody's joking about it. I'm taking it very seriously. They signed an executive order about it today.
Yeah.
Nobody's protecting the people more than I want to protect the people. And the trains, if they're robbing you, that's not cool.
Yeah, you're fighting for the man here.
All right, go ahead. What were you going to say?
There's recently we've had a rash of gray whales washing up on Washington Beach. I think it's 25th one washed up this week.
Yeah.
Aaron Gannot's in the middle of doing an extensive piece. Is going to give you all the details on this whole thing. It's migratory season. This is the fourth highest number of deceased whales, dead whales washing up on Washington beaches in
That's
history.
insane.
And it's not
even 20. You said 25.
25, and we're not even finished with migration season yet. So more whales are likely to beach themselves and die before. And they want to know why. It's because they're all malnourished.
Oh, they're not eating.
It's
lack of food.
It's global warming. It's the increase, and we're not going to talk about the causes, but the fact that sea temperatures are rising, which means the food source.
Is it plankton?
Yes,
they eat plankton.
These food sources go to deeper, colder water just for their own survival, and these whales are being malnourished, and that's why we're seeing these deaths of these whales.
Oh, that's a shame. I love whales. Have you
They're
ever seen
greatest.
a dead whale on a beach?
It's heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking, but it does
is.
make an impression on your head. I mean, like, to think about how massive these sea creatures are.
Yeah.
That they're just out there swimming around.
Yeah, and they say about 10%, between 10 and 20% of the whales that do die end up washing up on the shore. Most of them, 80% of them.
So most of these are just dead out there?
Yeah. Well, there's 10, 5
like 10 times,
5 times, if not 10 times, the number of dead whales that we never know about.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's how many whales are dying from malnutrition.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah,
that's not good. All right, we got a lot more coming up. We got
Chris Sullivan.
Chris Sullivan's going to join us next. Yeah, Chris Sullivan's going to be great. He's a lot of fun. We're going to talk about traffic. We got the World Cup coming to town. Because the World Cup is coming to town, we have a break in this Revive I-5 project, which has been kind of a headache for people driving.
The entirety of this year. That's how this year will be remembered.
Both south through the city and north through the city. It's been very tough, and so we're going to talk about it next. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with more.
24% of businesses are now thinking about leaving Washington.
Traffic.
We are definitely seeing some slowing through the S-curves.
Conversation.
We build it, we produce it, we charge for it.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me?
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Hey, when was the last time you inspected your crawl space or your attic? What's the last time you went in there just to see what kind of shape they're in? Oh, never? Yeah, same. I don't want to go in there. Most homeowners completely avoid those areas, but it is important to check on them regularly. It's why you call Crawl Pros. They'll come out and go where you don't want to. Hey, it's Mike Salk here. And yes, when Crawl Pros came out to my place, they realized we had a little problem with our insulation. So they've set about fixing it, and they did a great job. But if you've got the same problem, they'll also look to see what kind of energy rebates are available. Right now, local utility companies are incentivizing homeowners to make their home more energy efficient with proper insulation. And some homes qualify for several $1,000s in savings with these utility rebate programs. So don't just assume your crawl space and attic are in great condition. Do what I did. Call Crawl Pros today and schedule a free corner-to-corner inspection and find out if you've got water intrusion, mold, rodent issues, or even damaged insulation. Schedule your crawl space and attic inspection at crawlpros.com.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home in Washington, recent headlines might concern you. Talk of pocket listings or private networks where only certain consumers see certain properties are all over the media. Good news. The legislature recently passed a bill to protect you in your transaction. No secret deals, all listings available for everyone to see, not just an exclusive club of insiders. This means more competition, better offers, and fair access for all consumers. Learn more at warealtor.org, sponsored by Washington Realtors.
When the heat's an 11,
cool AC would be heaven.
dayandnight.net.
Stay cool this summer with a new AC or heat pump from Day and Night. And with installation, you'll get a free furnace.
Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. Call us about installing a high-efficiency cooling system or servicing your existing one so you're cool when you need it.
Get a new AC or heat pump now from Day and Night to stay cool this summer. Plus, with installation, you'll get a free furnace.
dayandnight.net.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
There is nothing so special as June in a Northwest garden. Hi, I'm Gina, a designer and sign painter here at Sky Nursery, and I have been a huge gardener since my now adult kids were shorter than my lavender. When I get home from work this time of year, the first thing I do is head straight out into the garden to see how everything is growing and enjoy the spring golden hour. I'm in love with this year's zinnias and lavender, and the rose I added this February is just about to bloom. So I've been spoiling it with a little extra organic fertilizer. And as any gardener does, I'm also trying everything I can to make space for just a few more flowers and veggies. If you still have room for new plants in your life, June is a great time to get them in the ground before the summer heat. Come into Sky and explore the colorful tapestry of trees and shrubs, summer veggies and herbs, fountains, containers, hanging baskets, and more. Sky Nursery, the gardener's garden store since 1953. Visit skynursery.com for free seasonal garden advice and summer events. Happy gardening!
Do you need glasses or contacts and you're now at the age where you also need readers? K2 Vision RLE is the permanent solution to eliminate the need for all those. Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision. Andy, for those nearing age 50 or so, refractive lens exchange can be a great alternative to LASIK.
That's right, Joe. K2 Vision RLE is a terrific permanent solution for a lifetime of great vision. The older we get, we experience the dysfunction of our natural lens, which affects both distance vision and requires the use of reading glasses. Plus, after K2 Vision RLE, you will never develop a cataract.
And like LASIK, K2 Vision RLE is quick and painless. The question is, which procedure is right for you?
With the experience of over 150,000 procedures, the doctors at K2 Vision will know which procedure is best for you. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at k2visionrle.com. K2 Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts.
Guys, it's Men's Health Month at Revive Seattle. Get a free comprehensive wellness panel. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, heart health, and more. Valued at $400. Offer ends June 30th. Call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granello. Latest update now from the Department of Ecology says most of the chemicals from last week's deadly implosion in Longview did not leave the paper mill. KIRO 7 TV's Dee Sun reports crews no longer need to do without emergency flushing either.
pH levels in the ditch system are in normal range. However, more than 2,200 fish have turned up dead. Crews are flying a drone to inspect all the ditches.
And now Longview's drinking water is safe, but officials are urging residents to stay away from nearby ditches and sloughs while monitoring continues. Meantime, union representatives say the Longview community is pulling together to support families of victims. John Estes with the Association of Western Pulp and Paper Workers says a fund has been created to help each family of those injured or killed.
That means supporting the families, but also getting us in a position where we can get folks back to work at some point
because their livelihoods depend on that. And then the town and the economy depend on that as well.
And Washington Congresswoman Marie Glueson-Camp-Perez is urging the owners of the paper mill to commit to continue paying some 500 workers now forced off the job. Another big payout from Pierce County over what allegedly happened at a juvenile detention center decades ago. Details from KIRO Newsradio's Amanda Factor.
The county council signed off last week on nearly $1.8 million in settlements to 4 people who were held at Raymond Hall as kids. According to the News Tribune, the individual payouts range from $250,000 to $680,000. The incidents date back as far as 1977, with the most recent stretching into 2002. Pierce County has now paid out nearly $10 million in Raymond Hall abuse cases over the last 6 months. Amanda Factor, KIRO News Radio.
Less than a week after its New Glenn rocket exploded on the pad, Blue Origin vows to fly again before the end of this year. Company says a preliminary survey of the launch site found the propellant farm and fuel tanks are in good shape. CEO says that big support tower is damaged, but it can be repaired. Blue Origin is still investigating what caused that explosion last Thursday. Now to the real-time traffic desk at 2:33. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Aaron. In Bellevue, we just cleared that scene of our earlier car fire eastbound 520 and 140th, so that backup is quickly thinning out, but it's still got a brief backup from 405 out past 124th. Southbound 405 through Bellevue is packed from southeast 8th through Factoria. More scattered backups from there down to the VMAC, Bellevue to Renton, 20 minutes. North 405, we're bumper to bumper through the Renton S-curves already. Renton to Puyallup on 167, 35 minutes. The north end, you're looking good. We do have building volume State Route 18 into Sumner. Here in Seattle, North 5, scattered backup starting before the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. Plan on a half hour now to clear downtown. South 5 jams up in Northeast 50th to the Convention Center. And up in Alderwood, northbound 405, already bumper to bumper from Damson Road up to the interchange. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Sunny and the hottest day of the year so far. Much cooler tomorrow, but today it is 80s across the map. Right now, 82 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. Happy to have Chris Sullivan on. Chris, welcome back. How you doing?
It's good to be here. Yeah.
It's great to have you here. Can we talk traffic for a minute?
I mean, that's usually why I'm here. I mean, I could talk a variety of different things.
Got any good pasta recipes you'd like to share?
Do you know about traffic?
I'm really good with oregano, and I make a really nice cheese goo, if you're interested. Cream of mushroom soup is the way you go.
I've already lost interest. Oh, no, man. Soup's the key. He's not wrong.
I was driving into work today. The bridge looks pretty great. It looks nice. It's wide open. It looks sweet. Cars can now drive on it soon. What's the story?
Yeah, Revive I-5 is about to take about a month break. We're getting really close to getting rid of that work zone. It's going to happen this weekend. They're doing a little bit of final paving work and kind of grinding and stuff to make sure the road's ready to reopen. They have to restripe it. And then, of course, they have to get rid of the Jersey barriers. So we're going to have a full weekend closure of northbound I-5 this weekend to remove that work zone late Friday night, early Monday morning.
Everything will be diverted through the
express lanes, northbound only.
Yeah.
But come Monday morning, things for all of us, the three of us, we do live in the North End and have driven this through the 6 months of this. It returns to normal. So we'll get our express lanes back at 5 a.m. on Monday morning.
And that's forever now.
No, that's
duration of the World Cup.
No, that's for a month.
That's
for a month. We get a reprieve, a 1 month reprieve. That's it. But we go back to normal for Monday morning, which means express lanes open from 5 a.m. to about 11 a.m. and then they switch northbound.
That's forever.
No, that's only for 1 month during the World Cup. And then the weekend of July 10th, they're going to come in, shut down northbound I-5 down again for a full weekend, put that work zone right back up there. But then they're going to be working on the right-hand side of the freeway, and that's going to last through December.
So let me ask you this. This World Cup is behind us at this point in the near future. The express lanes, they're going to close them again.
Yep.
So
northbound.
I'm going to go northbound.
I live in the north end.
Correct. You're going to have to go back to what we're dealing with now. Yeah.
Son of a gun.
Which is the 90-minute drives from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue without crashes, which is what it's, 405's taken a lot more people have diverted to 405 during this, but I-5 is still terrible from basically 155th, just past the bus barn, all the way into downtown. That returns after that weekend of July 10th. It'll be that way through the end of the year. Then we get a slight reprieve, maybe 2 or 3 weeks where the express lanes return to normal. And then we turn right around and start heading southbound.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you. They have had a pretty hard stop date for this pause because of the World Cup. That's a heck of a motivator for them to stay on schedule. Can we trust when the World Cup is no longer a motivating factor for them? Can we trust that they're going to be on time with the rest of the project?
I would certainly hope so. They've been doing. WashDOT does a pretty good job on these kinds of things because they know what they have to do.
Transit.
Now, granted, this is also coming out of my mouth that the widening of 405 between Bellevue and Renton is 18 months behind schedule.
Sure.
But that was a contractor issue, and that's why they're suing the contractor. But that's an entirely different story. WashDOT does pretty good when it comes to this kind of work. But whether they finish at Thanksgiving or whether they finish right before Christmas, they really haven't set an end-to-end date to when this work northbound is going to finish this year.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we can at least enjoy the reprieve during the World
we
Cup.
can get used to life as it should be and then be thrown right back into hellscape.
It is crazy that we've gone 10 months now.
So basically since January. So we've been about 6 months now of this.
Feels like 10 months.
When we had it last summer for
traffic.
that 1 month, and it was even worse last summer because people weren't quite prepared for it. It only lasts a month. But then next year we're going to have almost 12 full months of this with no breaks at all going southbound.
Let me ask you guys a question because I was really complaining about this a lot until they just deadened my soul and I stopped whining about it.
That was their plan all along.
Which is their plan, which is the way that all government works. Just because
wear you down.
Yeah, they don't have to care. You'll die before they do, and so you'll just stop whining.
You're running an airport, they run out of money. This is the same old story.
Well, my question to you is, do you think going forward, WashDOT will be able to get this project finished on the timeline? And what is the traffic going to be looking like? Is it going to be just as bad as it has been for these last 6 months that actually feel like 10 months?
About the only difference you would have is that we're going into the summer months, which are generally lighter volume-wise during the commutes because school's out. Right now, last year when they did it from the middle of July to August, when people are traveling a lot, their seafair was going on. We had a whole bunch going on. So my hope is that it gets better, just because volume is going to be down.
But people never
then
change
we come
the
back
schedule.
into the fall
we were
again.
told many times. They were like, "Oh, just wait till people adjust their schedule.
And
traffic's going to be better." But it's still awful.
Well, but there's only so much you can do when you get rid of half the capacity of one direction of the largest freeway in the largest urban center in the state.
Do you
There's
agree?
Only so much you
Let
can do.
me ask you this. I know I'm putting you on the spot here to be WashDOT. Do you agree that they should open up the express lanes in the morning for a little bit of time to alleviate some of the traffic that heads from north to south?
I am still of the thought that I would like to have seen that tried.
Yes.
At the same time, I have also now seen crashes on that Ship Canal Bridge during this, and what that does to the northbound drive if you did not have the northbound express lanes open during that time. So I've tempered a little bit. I still would like to see it, to see if it does make a difference, because the people coming down, there are far more people commuting southbound in the morning on I-5 that use the express lanes than going northbound in the morning. And what's interesting is now the northbound drive is even filled in even more. It used to be running like 10, 15 minutes faster. Now it's back to its normal hour drive from Federal Way to Seattle. And I think that's probably primarily to another issue, which is we have a bunch of idiot drivers. That's my idiot. Let me take that back. Selfish drivers who don't understand how to merge into that express lane.
Which is how do they do that correctly?
Well, that you get in. See, and that's what people have been all over me on this for the last month. Are
you a mile back get in guy, or are you a last second zipper guy?
Well, the thing is here, because of the way they have restriped it now, you have to be a get in with almost 3/4 of a mile to go.
Because there's a solid line.
Because there's a double white line now.
That's illegal to cross.
And that's illegal to cross.
Yes.
And if you're crossing at that point, you're a jerk. I know you may not have been able to get in along the way.
But isn't that a bad design, though? Shouldn't it be open so people can zipper?
Well, but the thing is the zipper doesn't apply there because the lane you're in doesn't end. It just doesn't go to the express lanes. It now continues straight to Seneca.
Yeah.
In the old days, Seneca used to end there too, and you had to merge over 2 lanes. But now you only have to merge over 1. The double white is problematic. But then the other issue is that people don't let anybody in either. Say you're coming in, you get on at the West Seattle Bridge, and you've got a half mile before you're supposed to get over, and the line's already there. What do? Well, then you have to rely on the kindness of strangers or cut in. But if you're trying to cut in at that point, once it's on the double yellow, they're not zippering
Do you cut
anymore.
I'm a cutter. I'm a zipper. I learned to drive on the East Coast.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be aggressive. Zippers don't merge at the top of by your button fly. They merge, all the way to
and the
bottom.
zippering doesn't really apply here either because there aren't two lanes and one lane ending.
How do you guys choose where to merge? I have a specific thing that I do, but how do you choose where to merge? When you're cutting, because I do the same thing, I'm not waiting in that stupid line. These people are idiots.
I count on youth. Somebody in this line is on their phone.
Okay.
And so they're going to leave a little gap.
Back to your idiot.
Yep. Yes.
Give me a natural merge point. I never cut off a truck.
I never cut off a truck.
There you go.
I will always try to cut off an EV first because these people are generally fairly easygoing, or at least.
And you know they're not going to get out of their car and start anything. They're driving an EV.
That's exactly what.
I know.
I never cut off a guy in a tall truck.
Sure.
Because he's probably got other things going on.
A Semper Fi bumper sticker on that thing?
I never do that. I would never get in front of a semi because I'm not going to. They're going to blast me.
That's physics.
The second I do that.
That's physics.
So I will always try to choose a smallish EV if possible. If I can find a young person who's on a phone, I'll do that. They won't even notice I'm cutting.
I don't know.
It's this path of least
Think about,
resistance.
how'd that car get there?
Yeah.
And again, I've seen semis merge at the double white, and I get it. They need to get over.
I let those guys in.
No. Take your poison at that point. No, not when they're crossing a double white. No, at that point, you should have known. Now, if you want a good place to break the law, don't do this because I'm not a lawyer. Get off, go through downtown, and get into the express lanes at Cherry.
Okay.
Shh.
Now,
secret entrance. Don't
here's
tell
the
anybody
thing.
that.
That's 2+ to do it.
Yeah, but are they stopping you?
There's no enforcement there. Now,
we're not advising that
legally. 10 times I'm
obviously.
going through there and I get caught once, that'll probably be worth it to me that's what I call the John Curley cost of doing business. As someone who uses the HOV lane frequently as a solo.
One time
I don't
every
want
300
people
uses.
to break the law, but I don't understand how they can now, in good conscience, keep that as 2+.
They shouldn't.
When they've created such a bottleneck there with the express lane. That should be open to all, but it is not.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that's a wonderful option.
That's one of those government things where they're trying to kill your soul, but that's a good suggestion.
It's an idea if you want to try it. If you have 2+, go up to Cherry and get in the express. You will save yourself. Get off at the West Seattle Bridge, pop up 4th, just go right, or take Airport Way and get over and get on at Cherry.
Very cool.
So just that would be my advice.
All
but
right.
again, that won't be an issue come Monday.
There you go.
Everything's going to be great.
It's just going to be relaxed. Chris
for
Sullivan,
1 month.
Bearer of good news. Thank you so much for coming in and telling us. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We're going to be right back.
KIRO News Radio is honored to be the recipient of 7 regional Edward R. Murrow Awards, including Overall Excellence and Excellence in Writing.
We can't let hatred become the air we breathe. It poisons us all. Our strength is in unity.
We thank you who listen, stream, and watch every day. The driving force that pushes us to be the Northwest's trusted news source. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Progressive's accident response can detect and send help when you need it most, after a major car accident. But other accidents, you're on your own. Like when you accidentally call your wife Mom. When you accidentally say Happy Holidays on someone's birthday. When you accidentally wave at someone you thought was waving at you. We can't help with those accidents, but Progressive's accident response provides peace of mind after major car accidents. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Missing teeth? You may qualify for full mouth implants at a reduced cost using your medical insurance. Call South Seattle Smiles today at 206-241-5533 to see if you're a candidate. Your new smile starts now. SouthSeattleSmiles.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate, and there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466, 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
$83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise, there's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
At Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, a well-insulated attic can be your home's secret weapon. Upgrading attic insulation is a cost-effective way to make your home more energy efficient. It also helps keep your home warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Better insulation equals better air quality, less moisture, and no mold, improving the air quality you and your family breathe. Call now for $300 off attic ceiling and ventilation, and visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Compassion, communication, results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com. That's pendergastlaw.com.
A bases clearing, 3-run double by Josh Naylor.
Are you planning an event this summer? Make it unforgettable at T-Mobile Park. Mariners suites and group tickets are perfect for any occasion. Fundraisers, school outings, work parties, family celebrations, and more. Enjoy customizable catering, flexible setups for 14 to 400 people, and epic game day views, all with the help of a dedicated Mariners rep. Get ahead and start planning your event today at mariners.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. Man, did we get a lot of text messages today. You know what the number one topic we got text messages on was?
Expensive bathrooms?
Pretty close. Pretty
Even
close.
second?
Let's get into the bathroom topic.
Sure.
Let's get to that. Ella, are you reading these or not? No, she's not reading these today. These are just you and me. Laura's out today. She's on jury duty.
Yeah.
So she's deciding somebody's fate.
Yep. Ella's done a great job today. Thank you very much.
Good job, Ella.
206 says, what a waste of money.
On the bathrooms.
Yep. Pure and simple.
And they cost a lot of money, which we talked about. We already debated that. Joe in Bellingham says these aren't restrooms; they're luxury studio apartments with plumbing. Yes,
even at that
they're
price, even with that, they're expensive. John in Kirkland says, and just think how long the lines will be.
Yeah, if it does get really packed down there, and people are, wanting to use these, there's only 4 of them in that spot. Fernando in Seattle says that's per week per unit, not $250 for the whole year per unit. No, I understand that.
No, that's not right. Because we talked about 500 Santa cans at a cost for a year, at a cost of, let's say, a quarter of the price. They spend about $120,000. Yeah, that's about $250 a year per Santa can. 250 times 500 is $125,000. So that'd be $250 for the year.
So that's
not per week.
So that's a good deal.
It would be a better deal.
Okay.
Yeah. With the smell is going to be a better deal. Doug in Mount Vernon says 500 blue cans. Mayor Wilson now has a private bathroom for every tiny house.
It's a 2-in-1.
I got news for you. With the numbers made, they've got 6 Santa cans for every tiny house.
Oh, jeez.
If you tie 6 of them together, you have another Santa. I'm sorry.
Ben from Mercer Island, if a urinal is vandalized and there's no surveillance camera turned on to see it, did it really happen?
The old tree in the forest. Yeah.
That's a great question, Ben. Thank you.
Ballard Sound Transit. Boy, this one. So what? Says Fernando in Seattle. Madison Valley, Magnolia, Queen Anne are never going to get trains. Suck it up, taxpayers of Seattle. We're always getting something. We're always paying without getting anything.
Ugh. Fernando's right.
He's not wrong. Yeah.
Okay, Ryan says, how about us in Pierce County? We've been paying for the train for 30 years and have yet to have 1 inch of track laid in our favor. I do think at some point people are really, I would have thought before 30 years, but at some point people are going to go, hey, come on.
Once it becomes clear that's never coming, clearly it's time to stop taking money from people.
I think they should.
253 agrees with you. The residents of Ballard should get together and form a lawsuit against Sound Transit.
It would be very interesting, like a class action lawsuit where they say, hey, we've already paid into it $25,000 for if we've been longtime residents, if we've been here for a long time, a person. We're just not paying any more going forward. We're going to say if there's no promise of a delivery of a train, you've told us you're not going to do it now, then you can't expect us to keep paying for this. I think that makes total sense. Capitol Hill chaos is a topic we already also discussed. 425 says Capitol Hill is not Vegas, New York, or Nashville. It's not the place for 24/7 parties. There's a lot of going out though on Capitol Hill. Like they do. It's a lot of.
It's a huge street
It's where all the bars are.
Yeah, it's a huge street scene, but it closes it too.
It does.
On Russell Wilson being a commentator. What's this from? 206
CBS.
Yeah. Brian in Marysville says. Why I'm no longer a Russell Wilson fan, the one thing he is very good at is preparing and studying of the game. I think he will do good.
Yeah, no, he's solid. I think he's going to do well at it.
We don't have time to get in all these.
There's a lot of ones on
pages and
Wilson
pages.
Versus Wilson. Yeah. Amy says Katie Wilson is more awkward. And then there's a lot on menopause, which was a topic we discussed for just a second today. Do you want to read a few of these, Spike? Is any of these of interest to you?
My wife has dealt with it for 20 years, says Keith and Everett. Dan and Stanwood said, that's what I do, sit and listen. That's the only smart thing to do.
John in Gig Harbor says, I'm offended that prostate issues aren't being addressed by the governor. That's an interesting idea, too. Prostate issues, which do affect the other half of the population.
They really do. We're out of time.
Yeah,
John's in next.
John Curley's coming up next. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We hope you had a good time, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
My man Jonathan from DUI Hero says DUI arrests increase around holiday weekends. So if you or someone you know is pulled over for DUI, contact DUI Heroes immediately. DUIs can be very complicated, but there's always a person behind the action. A person who needs help getting their life back together. That's where DUI Heroes can help. Your DUI defense specialist, 1-800-DUI-HERO. That number is answered 24/7. DUIHeroes.com.
Join the conversation and text your favorite show on the KIRO News Radio text line at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Nick, you know what my dad always used to say?
Oh, which thing? Let me guess. If you put anything on a hot dog besides mustard, it's un-American?
Okay, that's true. Okay, but no, about the word worry. Remember he used to say about the word worry?
Yes, that it's not a verb, but it actually is.
I know it's a verb, but Nick, his point was nothing comes from worrying. You can sit here and worry about all the news and all about the chaos in the world. You worry about your health, but nothing comes of it. You have to take action.
Right.
Like, for instance, you and I, we go into Longevity Medical Clinic. That's an action. It's about taking that action. Like, people can go to Longevity Medical Clinic, take the free health analysis, and then they can find out how they're aging and the things they can do in order to slow down the process to have a big, full, rich life so you can enjoy a hot dog with whatever you want on it.
And now worry is a verb.
See, there you go. So it all starts for you taking action. I was a patient at Longevity long before I started doing these commercials. So get your free health analysis. Go to lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Hey, Jake Skorheim here. Summer means I have a laundry list of exterior home improvements to tackle and no time to do it. Fortunately, the team in the red van has me covered. And of course, I'm talking about Valentine Roofing, the pros that keep me off extension ladders and precarious positions. If your summer home improvement list has a new roof, siding, or a gutter upgrade, you owe it to your home to give Valentine Roofing a call. Once again, they've been awarded the 2025 Best in the Pacific Northwest Awards for Roofing by the Seattle Times. And it really comes down to two things: the best product backed by a lifetime warranty and exceptional customer service. They call that the Valentine experience. It's seamless communication, meticulous cleanup, and extra mile service. And right now, qualified homeowners can take advantage of $0 down, 0% financing with 6 months deferred interest when paid